mai ki Tairāwhiti, Gisborne, and welcome to a beautiful Sunday morning here for round 4 of the D1NZ National Drifting Championship, brought to you by GT Radio and presented by Trust Tairāwhiti. Stephen McIvor, Keisuke Nagashima. We are not too far away from starting the top 16 in the Pro Sport battles, but once again, we have been delivered a glorious day weather-wise. Rennie and Danny, the Monster Girls, Warren Sare, the whole crew's ready to get going for another positive afternoon, or should add 8 hours, let's say it that way, of drifting. Keisuke, everybody's talking about this track. They love the track, but what do you think they've learned after yesterday?
It really takes a lot of commitment here at Gisborne, going into the concrete, really just committing yourself in the car and placing the car where it needs to be.
We've been talking a lot about this, but when you get into that initiation period down into turn 1, it really sets it up for the rest of the technical side of the course. Get that wrong, you seem to be chasing your tail.
100%. It's one of those things where if you're early, you're confident, you set yourself up early, you get the rest of the track good, you get into a rhythm, and you deal with it.
Yeah, we're sort of around out of zone 4 here, and just watching them come into that, you get that wrong, particularly in the battle. You could really screw yourself for the next one into out of zone 5.
Incorrect. I mean, it's a CRC wall ride, right? So they need to be really set up, making sure that the car's right in the zone, giving that ample opportunity for that chase car to tuck in.
So Ryan Parry for so long was hanging on to that top spot, and on comes Blake Miles, our championship leader, and absolutely blitzes him with a healthy score. What were they doing that the other Pro Sport drivers weren't doing?
It's realistically just that commitment into the walls, making sure that they're on full throttle and putting the car exactly where they need it to be.
Now, when you look at this track as a whole, have we seen better tracks that actually... one of the drivers said, it's just right, this track. Crowd on top,
yep.
Fast but technical, really tests every driver, so no driver's safe.
100%. I mean, it's one of those things where safety isn't a concern. It's really to put on a entertaining show for the crowd, for us, and have fun while they're doing it.
Okay, can anyone beat Blake Miles today?
Oh, let's wait and see. I'm not too sure, but I mean, Ryan Parry's on a tar chart from yesterday, so be good to see Riley McKeown, obviously, a big top runner as well. So Johnny Burns in third. It'll be a great day to watch.
All right, well, why we've been talking about this track for the last 24 hours. Why don't we take a look at our virtual track brought to you by Bodie Motorsport, who have done such a magnificent job and just make you understand what this track is about. So take a look at BlackBee Drift Park.
This weekend, the D1NZ New Zealand Drifting Championship Series makes its way to the East Cape of the North Island for the first time ever. Tairāwhiti Gisborne welcoming us to the new BlackBee Drift Park. It will be a brand new course layout on offer this weekend for round 4 of the 2026 season, the first of 2 stadium-style layouts for the year after some very fast drifting at Teretonga Park and Pukekohe Raceway. The judges have cooked up 5 outside scoring zones with this layout, all outside zones for this event, and the concrete walls are always lurking. Time now for a virtual D1 lap of the track thanks to Logitech. Standing start with the lead car in the right hand lane, a chicane to power on entry into the first outside zone on the right hand side starts the course, settling the car and powering on to the second outside zone, making sure not to drop wheels off the track or end up in the concrete wall. Holding a smooth fluid arc to OZ3 and into the first transition, with judges looking for a snappy switch on the natural line into outside zone 4. This will be a decel zone on approach, and this is where the rear wheels of the car need to be, filling this zone as much as possible before the long stretch and transition to outer zone 5. Good throttle use with minimal handbrake will be rewarded here. The last outside zone again where the rear wheels need to be, opening the door for the chase car to get up on that A-pillar. Our judging officials this weekend are all former drivers. 4-time D1NZ champ Darren Kelly is our line judge this weekend. Taylor James overseeing angle scores, with series veteran Andrew Redwood scoring for style with Joel Counter. Keeping an eye on competition as our driving standards observer and review judge for 2026. The penalties to look out for at Gisborne: no switchbacks at OZ5, with the judges also penalising for slowing up too much on the entry. Left foot dabs are okay, but as for most events, excessive left foot braking will be marked down this weekend. Wheels off track is always one to look out for. We want to see smooth flowing tandems with no bobbles, drivers able to approach the A-pillar in the chase, but cutting your line too early or being offline in the lead will hand you a penalty. The judges have been clear though, they want to see close battles, and proximity will be king here at round 4.
Donnie and the team at Bodie Motorsport has spent hundreds of hours putting their effort and their brains into those virtual tracks, and you can get ready for that with the Logitech Virtual D1 coming on April 11th. So again, our big thanks to Donnie and the team at Bodie Motorsport for giving us their time, their effort, but also their expertise in making that virtual world a whole lot better. We're not in the virtual world here, we're in the real world with one of our judges, and Andrew Redwood. Well, Andrew, I'm actually going to not start with the pros, but I'm going to start with the pro. You marked Connor Halligan in his run yesterday 100%. I think it was a 99.61 or something like that. The highest ever score in this current format. 100%?
Yeah, I've never scored anybody 100 before. I was obviously on style, and that's about as style as you can get. The whole run was full commitment just from the get-go. Entry, straight to lock, on the wall, every single zone filled. It was, in my books, a perfect run style-wise.
Have you ever done that before? Have you ever judged anyone 100%?
No, I think I've handed out a 97 once before on an overall run, but I've never gone higher than that.
When it wasn't a perfect overall 100%. From when talking to the judges, what were the bits that didn't give it the full hundy?
I think he just went one tire, like just slightly over the entry to OZ4. It was by maybe 100 mil. So that, and then there was one time where he dipped the clutch at OZ5, and that's it. And so there's two small things.
Minutiae, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
you could probably argue that nobody else could do better than that, but that's right on that brink of a 100-point run.
How rare is that in drifting?
It's pretty rare. I mean, you're seeing a lot of people around the world now doing close to those 100-point runs, and they're coming up quite regularly. 99.5-point runs. So everyone's just getting that much better. The cars are amazing. You're able to do it reliably, time and time again. And we've seen Connor do similar runs to that, but that one was, just the next level.
All right, we've been talking a lot about BlackBee Drift Park, and everybody's loving this track. From a judge's perspective, is it a dream track because you've got the fast entry, the initiate, and then the technical side of the course? Is it one of those ones you go, yeah, I like this?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I was driving here at the moment too. It's a real fun track. Everyone's having a good time, and we set it up for battles. We've done all outside zones, plenty of switching opportunities to get back on the lead driver as a chase driver. The hard part for us as a judges, it's 5 zones that we're judging, and quite a big track. So there's a lot going into it, and we have to review all of those mistakes that are like mistake here, mistake here, mistake here, mistake here. What is the better side, and what's the worst side for that?
Just briefly, that first turn, the initiation, how critical is it for every driver, particularly in battles, to get that right on it? Yeah,
we saw it a lot in Top 32 yesterday with the Pro Sports. Those that were messing up that initiation to OZ2 were really disadvantaging the chase driver, and that would set the tone for the rest of the run. So getting that sorted, the rest of the run seems to flow quite well. It's just getting into the OZ4 and OZ5 after that.
Otherwise, you're chasing it all the way.
Yeah.
Andrew, I know you and the guys have got a big job today. It's going to be a busy old day. We're not too far away from the Top 16 in Pro Sport. Let's just remind you of the format here at D1NZ National Drifting Championship.
2026 season of the D1NZ New Zealand Drifting Championship. This is your competition format for the weekend. And as we saw at round 1 and 2, there are some big rule changes this year. Line, angle and style are the scoring criteria which contribute to a qualifying score out of 100. There is a new points weighting system in place for 26. Line now making up 60% of the total score, with both angle and style now making up 20% each of the total score. After qualifying, the drivers are then set into a seeded battle tree, battling through the top 16, top 8, top 4 semi-finals, and then the final battles for the podium. The biggest rule change for 2026 will see the higher qualifier get lane choice on the start line, choosing to either lead or chase first during the battle phase. The tandem elimination scoring reverts back to a more traditional system this season. Each driver has a turn at leading and chasing during the battles, aiming to set or better their qualifying performance. The tandem scores are marked against each driver's lead and chase run, comparing lead for lead, chase for chase, culminating to a win, lose or sudden death OMT to find the winner. And that is your format for the 2026 D1NZ Drifting Championship, live this weekend from the new BlackBee Drift Park.
From from the top 16 battles in the pro sport here at BlackBee Drift Park. Brand new drift park here in Tairāwhiti, Brisbane. The local community have bought into it. The drifters have bought into it. Not too far away from these battles, Keisuke. Simply, battles coming up. Yep. How do you do it? How do you win it?
Realistically, the judges are after proximity, right? They really want the chase car to be on the door of the lead car. The lead car has to put on a really, really good line for the chase car to tuck in, but that's going to be what wins it or bins it.
Well, I'll tell you what could be an effort here. There's no wind here today. They're not going to. That smoke's not going to blow away like it did later in the afternoon. So that's going to be really tough on the chase.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, almost good to go. It's round 4 of the National D1NZ Drifting Championship here from BlackBee Drift Park here in Gisborne. Here's a reminder of the championship so far, and then we are going to send it.
Time now to tell the tale of the tape for the championship fight in the 2026 D1NZ Pro Series. Connor Halligan from Taupō kicking things off, taking pole position in the Deep South, the opening event of the season at Tairāwhiti Park. A big crowd in attendance to see defending champion Luke Fink from Australia continue his attack on Kiwi soil.
Sorted out now, and here comes Fink attacking Fangadam.
Connor Halligan battled his way to the final with plenty of aggression. Tauranga's Dave Steedman fending off the 2JZ attack to take the win for the RBs and first blood for the season.
Be enough to claw back a bit. Oh, Dave!
Bit of a tap there by Connor, and he's straightened up.
Dave Steedman wins round 1 of D1NZ here at Tairāwhiti.
And then this track is insane. We into that second lap, there's just no tyre left, but hey, we're having so much fun. So.
Very hot. We got some fixing to do. I think the radiator's cracked. We had that happen yesterday, so second place, like with the day we've had, yeah, stoked.
Round 2 continued the fast-flowing action in the Deep South with a reverse layout at Tairāwhiti Park. Connor Halligan again on the hunt for victory, but the car was getting battered and bruised, unable to make the final with young gun Braden Mayer.
So here it is, the coronation lap for your round 2 champion, Braden the Nightmare, Braden Mayer.
And for the very first time, he stands on the top set with his first pro round win. You know him, you love it, it's the Nightmare, Braden Mayer. You put on a great show today. Congratulations on your first top step.
Thank you, and I'd just like to thank Mum and Dad at the Authentic Honeyco, Moon Civil and Drainage, Peterson Shutter Trimming, Fastlane Spares, Dre Sprays, Jeffs for the fiberglassing, and JT Performance.
After the first 2 rounds, it was Dave Steedman leading the series standings heading into the farewell showdown in Auckland. One final time at Pukekohe Park Raceway, the 200 km/h entry speed serving up all sorts of drama with changing weather conditions throughout the weekend. Connor Halligan second in the points table, topping qualifying in the rain.
Another pole position.
Oh man, I'm stoked on that. It's been an emotional roller coaster the last couple of days. We had nothing but troubles with the car, some major gearbox problems. I pumped my tyres up and just tried to make the car easier to drive, to be honest. That was sort of my approach to the wet.
Well, congratulations, Connor. You take out the number 1 qualifying spot and you get the G-Shock watch to prove it.
Day 2 served up a dry track for round 3 of the D1NZ Championship fight. Driftmasters champion Lauri Heinonen in the lineup as an international wildcard in the JDM 180 SX.
A bit of contact there.
Connor Halligan was right in the thick of battles with Australian Luke Fink leaving his mark and staying in contention for a title defence. The man on fire though was series leader Dave Steedman in the Mimico Hydrolink S14. Round 3 serving up another fight for the championship.
1 and 2 in the current season standings.
Dave Steedman in the lead, Connor Halligan in the chase. He's right there with Dave as they come up to the Link ECU initiation zone, and big run by Dave there.
Connor's gone.
I can't see him.
Connor's gone on the grass, 4 off.
What the hell happened in this smoke?
No, I just got that entry a little bit wrong, and obviously a little bit of timing matters on that entry. So yeah, I was in the smoke, just held it flat, and then didn't know where I was, so made a guess, but yeah, it was too early and then up on the grass. But.
I'm having some fun now, mate. That was pretty sick. First time I've actually had a decent chase, so thanks, Connor, for putting down a pretty epic lead. And, you know, that's what makes it possible. And yeah, Puke is sick when you get it.
Third place for the weekend would go to Ben Jenkins in the Phoenix S15, not without a bit of rivalry with defending champion Luke Fink.
But Luke Fink is right there and he's going to make a nuisance of himself. Keisuke. Ben Jenkins opens up the door for Luke Fink to come back and attack him. Luke Fink tucks down to the inside. Ben Jenkins keeps the door open, transitions nicely through to the end. Oh, where did Luke go? Where did Luke just shot off straight to the inside. He's 4 off.
Oh, yeah, that's biffed hard. Couple of arms broken there for Luke in the front right.
And yeah, coming into that switchback, they said out hit that clip, and from that clip you've got to be on throttle. Homie just didn't get on the throttle, and I was sort of just sitting there waiting, and I just couldn't wait any longer. It was literally just as I hit him, he got on throttle. It was like, it's a tough one, obviously. The judges will have to look at it more.
I never come out of a battle with Fink unscathed, but yeah, they put him at fault, and damn right so. You have to slow up there. It's a 200k an hour corner, and he's just misjudged it. I heard he's having a bit of a sook over the live, but we got the 10, he got the fault, and we're going to give it a go to fix it, and we're going to try and put on a show. But yeah, I don't know why. We always have contact, me and Luke, all around the world.
There's the legendary Lauri Heinonen, the Finnish DMEC champion. Off the line they will come. Dangerous Dave will jump on the loud pedal, and Lauri Heinonen will make a nuisance of himself. He will stick right to the inside. He will make sure that Dave knows he's right there. They will initiate Keisuke Nagashima. Conditions a little bit unpredictable. We are into the final. And Dave as well. And Lauri hits him. Lauri makes contact, and you can hear the rev limiters engaged there, and that has got very ugly.
The final battle at Pukekohe would see Dave Steedman take on the international wildcard, a passing rain shower, throwing up drama and ultimately handing the victory to Finland's Lauri Heinonen.
And we have to have a winner. Who's it going to be? Lauri Heinonen.
The entry is so hard. It is just so tough. Yeah, you have a pretty nasty track.
Dave, this will be big points for the championship, mate. I mean, I know it's been up and down, but the fact of the matter is I know you love drifting. You love Pukekohe. It's a podium for the final time at Pukekohe. Is it an emotional moment for you?
Oh, very much so. I've got my family here supporting. That means so much. Thank you, guys. Takes my breath away. But I just battled Lauri Heinonen in the finals of D1NZ. How cool is that? You know, that D1NZ to pull that off. You know, and all of these international drivers. Hey, I might get to do it again in the GP later. We'll see.
So after round 3, this is how the championship points stack up for 2026. Dave Steedman leads the series with 264 points ahead of Connor Halligan in second with 236. Ben Jenkins now third overall from defending champion Luke Fink. How will the title race go down heading into round 4 in Gisborne on a brand new track layout? This is D1NZ 2026.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome along to beautiful Tairāwhiti, Gisborne. D1NZ brings you the National Drifting Championship for the first time here on your rohe, and we thank the tangata whenua for allowing us to put on this wonderful event here. My name is Warren Sare. With me in the commentary box, Joe Maulder. And Joe, we had a real battle yesterday afternoon in the top 32, but we're about to kick off with the top 16 battles, and there is a lot to play out in this very next round here with some very heavy hitters in the championship title fight, potentially going head to head in that 16.
That's right. We saw a couple of actually some heavy hitters go out in the 32s, but we do have Johnny Burns and Riley McEwen, who are both usually at the number 2 to 3 spots. Riley didn't have quite a good show as expected in qualifying, so Riley versus Johnny are going to go head to head in the top 16, which is going to advantage one of their championship campaigns.
Yeah, so Riley McEwen at the moment sitting second place on points. So if you take a look right down there, the right-hand side of it, Riley McEwen, Johnny Burns, that's the battle we're looking at. At the moment, though, perhaps the big one is up first. It is Blake Miles, Tiger White. Now, if Blake Miles can win that battle and take out Tiger White, he will pretty much just about put one hand on the championship trophy for Pro Sport this season. But Tiger White certainly not going to be an easy beat. Mitchell Daly finding his feet in competition, but he's going to have a tough battle against Rangiora's favourite son in Brendan Fisher. Jordan Richards, very dangerous driver in the Senate Nursing S15. He's up against John Atwood with the Barra-powered C33 Laurel. Darren Murray, another watch, Jameson Civil on his doors, and he goes up against Trent Elmbranch, who we mentioned had that little bit of a Fangadan mongrel about him, comes out of the North Island, and he's certainly drunk the Kool-Aid from the Fanga School of Driving. Ryan Parry, well, what do you say about Ryan Parry? He was oh so close to that Q1, only to be pipped by 0.2. It was right on the actual finish line with the last qualifying run. He's up against Jamie Carr. Aidan Daly, always smiling, the youngest of the Dalys. He was up against Sam Rowson, who Sam really trying to get his championship campaign back on track after a very rough round 3. Johnny Burns, Riley McEwen, who focused on earlier. Now, Johnny Burns has qualified in position 3. He's come position 3 last round. He's looking for that next step. He wants to win a round. And then, of course, we move to Sheldon Neal up against DK Daniel Smith. So that is how they're going to line up for the top 16 here in the D1NZ Pro Sport. Joe, of course, the Pro Sports are the development series on the 235 radial tyre.
That's right. So the highlights of the season so far that we just watched, that was for the pro drivers, and we will see that championship fight kick off in the afternoon. But we're going to feed you this morning through the pro sport field. So these are the drivers who are developing to step up to that point of pro, and we are going to kick off with Blake, who could possibly be in that pro series the way that he's been driving.
I don't think he should be. I'm going to throw that one out there right now. I have challenged Blake and said, look, mate, I think if you lock up the series today, I reckon you throw some 265s on her and you go into pro for that final round. Let's find out what you got. And every driver I've spoken to has said Blake Miles is ready right now for a pro campaign. He is just so smooth. He is so consistent. But you can see, Joe, that this morning is going to be very interesting to see how this plays out, because we've had a massive oil down right on the start line there, and the drivers are going to go either right through that kitty litter, which puts them in the oil, or potentially can chase. And Blake Miles, they call him Big Bad for a reason, because he is just manning up straight away. He's going to launch it out of that oil and lead away from Tiger White. So this is a brave move here from Blake Miles, your champion potentially in waiting. Blake Miles to lead away off the line with Tiger White for VIP Drift Team in the chase position. Blake Miles, we saw him throw down that massive run in qualifying, and he just settles straight into his groove, and Tiger White is right on Tiger White, I think, is in the wall. Tiger White is in the wall. Tiger White is in the wall, and Blake Miles is smoke. Blake Miles just blanketed that track in the laid out Miles Motorsport machine. Miles just going smiles for Miles, style for Miles. Blake Miles all the way along the CRC wall ride. What a way to kick off your morning. He has just blanketed the track. And Tiger White just got lost, Joe, and into that wall, the GT Radial Turn 1 hard.
Yeah, I guess he knew he had to give everything he had at that run, as he's going to come chasing in after Blake Miles, as we'll catch on the replay.
Yeah, it's just, I just think he just didn't expect to have the track disappear on him. Although he did, he was on an interesting line, wasn't he? He was sort of already drifting up the track, so to speak. It was almost like he was late on the gas and just didn't accelerate in terms of trying to push himself down the track off the wall there.
Didn't accelerate, or perhaps I'm not sure what the reason was for the oil down in the scrub box zone. Hopefully he didn't catch some on his tyres at some other point, and that's led him to be too slippery.
I don't think that track, I don't think that oil down actually hit the track though, but you can see, Joe, you and I are looking straight down the track, and I can see Tiger White's cars, I'd say it's like winking at me at the moment. That is a hard hit there for the front of that car, and it's very difficult to see the team being able to repair that within the allocated 5 minutes. I can see fluids coming out the bottom of it, so that's going to be a bit of a clean-up there. So it is a great time, just while we have recovery out on track, to welcome and thank some of our VIPs. So we'll just run through those. Thank you very much to Aratu Forest. Thank you H BlackBee Contractors, H BlackBee Crushing, Tairāwhiti Contractors, Curry Construction, Launch Construction, Perma Group Gisborne, Gisborne Hiabs, Porter Hire Gisborne, Gisborne Boys High School, Awapuni Speedway, Trust Tairāwhiti, Gisbuild, Duke's Carriers, Container Space, Stone Transport, Inline Marking and Sheds for You. Thank you so much to our local partners, and a big thank you to also our season sponsor partners, Monster Energy, Ting Tools, G-Shock, Smart Steel, Smick Mick, Cora Fuel Cards, Logitech and GT Radial. So thank you to all of those parties for helping bring the sport that originated, Joe, in the land of the rising sun to Tairāwhiti, which translates to the coast of the rising sun. So some poetic symmetry there. The coast of the rising sun meets the sport from the land of the rising sun, and definitely an illustration there of the dangers facing these drivers. And we're going to go down to Stephen McIvor early this morning and see who's got with him.
Blake, first out on the track this morning. How's it going?
We're feeling pretty good, but the oil down on the CRC wall ride's pretty sketchy. Sort of come into there, try to get on the foot brake and no steering, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge for the first few battles of people getting used to that or drying it up, but other than that we're feeling pretty good.
Is it a bonus to be first out on the track or not?
Not when there's oil down. It's a bit sketchy. You're the sort of first one to find it out and help dry it out, so I think in the chase position it'll be a lot harder because you'll probably be a little bit more inside than the lead car, so it's just something we all have to deal with.
All right, I mean, your form coming into this one, championship leader, then you go and lay down the fastest qualifying lap yesterday. What is it about you at the moment that just feels like you're in that groove?
Just feeling comfortable, just getting more and more used to the car. We don't really tend to change setup in this car, just sort of get used to it and drive it. Setup's the same at every track. So just getting really, become one with the car and just sort of feel our groove. I've got a really good spotter, Aiden, helping me out, and he's very critical on me. So every lap he's telling me what I need to improve on, and we're always working on something every lap.
How good is that for your confidence, knowing you just hop in and go, good morning, I'm ready to go, are you?
Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
All right, mate, best of luck. I don't know what Tiger's car looks like, but we'll just have to wait and see. It doesn't look flash.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate, so hopefully he can get it fixed and we can do our second run.
Good luck for the rest of the day.
Thank you.
So he does, of course, have that brand new Turbo Smart turbo in there, Joe. Talking to the team down there, but I know you've been running around all over the place over the weekend. The team sort of indicating that the new turbo was a little bit more responsive than the old one. Just freed up the car and suits Blake's driving style quite nicely. We'll take another look at the replay here, thanks to GT just in the background. And yeah, Tiger White, pioneer, right? Nothing worse than that feeling as well of being a passenger there, as Blake's just indicated. There is oil on the track, and no doubt that we'll need looking at before we go any further into battles, because we won't want to put any more cars out over the top of that. Not fun being a passenger, is it?
No, although I think he said that it was in the CRC wall ride being zone 5, so not quite sure if that impacted him going in at zone 2.
Okay. Oh, well, we'll find out, no doubt, as a few other drivers attack the track. I'm not sure whether the VIP team have spares for the S13 as well as the 15s. I mean, there is a possibility that it may just be a little bit more cosmetic. Okay, race. What was that? What was that over race control there, Joe?
That Tiger White has withdrawn. They are not able to fix it, and so Blake Miles will continue.
All right, so Blake Miles into the top 8, which means that effectively the result of Johnny Burns and Riley McEwen will largely decide the championship winner for the season potentially. So if Riley McEwen was not able to beat Johnny, then there will be no way that Riley will be able to catch him going into Bay Park. That will mean that Blake Miles will be the champion in waiting, and effectively he could not turn up and he would still win the title. So it's a hell of a way to put your stamp of class. Thank you to Smart Steel, by the way, who are part of our recovery crew there, our official recovery sponsors for the season. That is Purahi out there. We sometimes call him Gandalf of Taupo, out there overseeing recovery. And that is Kiki beside him. And it's not Kiki beside him. It's Kiki. Kiki's usually got the pink sunglasses on. It's maybe too early in the morning for that. So, yeah, thank you to Purahi and the team from Smart Steel. That's Kiki in the background there with the pink sunglasses on. But they will be working hard just to make sure this track is in tip-top conditions. So maybe see if we can bring that totem up again just to have a look at what else we've got coming up battle-wise. I do know that Tyler West and Mitchell Daly should be sitting down there.
So Tyler West got eliminated by Mitchell Daly yesterday.
Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong bit. It is Mitchell Daly and Brendan Fisher who are up next. Mitchell Daly and Brendan Fisher, Rangior's favourite son, the car known as Barry, and Mitchell Daly in one of the RHP vehicles. Got an L98 underneath the bonnet of the 86. I don't know how you approach. Yeah, I don't know how you approach a battle with Blake Miles. Really, it's not an easy way to start off your day. Anyway, a big thank you again to all of our supporting partners here as we take a look at the crowd. So, crowd, you are on TV at the moment. As the drone hovers over the top of you, just give us a wave. Now, I have actually had a message come through too, just to say that there is merchandise available. Every track we go to, we get asked, is there merchandise available? Yes, there are merchandise stands from a number of the teams, SMP, Team DSR, Camgo Drift, probably the D1NZ t-shirts available with... Hannah down there. We're going to go to a commercial break now and pay some bills.
ECU, let's get it. We got the spiciest K Series built.
Supercharged Ford Eliminator engine.
Oh, good old SR20.
So rowdy.
Naturally aspirated, 1,000 horsepower, LS-based engine, and then we're going to add nitrous on top of it.
Running an S54 controlled by Link ECU.
Link, direct injection, EcoBoost, Fox Body.
I actually put an FA24 in it.
B58, E46, Link ECU.
No matter what engine you have, it's stock K24 or it's a 1,000 wheel 2J. Link ECU all day.
Cold start to the top 16 in the pro sport here at BlackBee Drift Park. Blake Miles goes through after Tiger White took a big hit on the right-hand side, which just gone past it. Didn't look healthy at all, did it?
No, it was a bit of a big hit. I mean, it was one of those things when you get the wrong line, you get caught in that smoke, and yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, but it's a warning to the rest of the field now, right? There's no wind blowing across this park. You get caught, you get, and this is the thrill and the skill of drift drivers. You know what it's like to chase.
It takes a lot of skill. It takes a lot of technique. You really need to be placing your car in the right place, looking at the right place, and making sure that you're on door rather than the rear bumper. Otherwise, you do get lost in that smoke.
Okay, let's go. Next battle up. Let's go.
Thanks. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Keisuke. Doing a fantastic job down there. Trackside, as always, ringing your favourite son, Mitchell Daly, up against Tauranga. Mitchell Daly is the next battle. We'll see Team RHP versus the car they know as Barry coming out of the opposite lock camp there, Joe. Pair of LS V8s. And you can see there, if you have just joined us on the broadcast, there is all sorts of kitty litter. Just sort of right in the middle of the TTI scrub box and Launch Master. Oh, this is interesting. So, Joe, this is the first time we've seen this. So, Brendan, as the higher qualifier, is entitled to choose lead or chase, and he has chosen to go back to the lead position. So he was on the other side, and we had Launch Master Willie realign the cars. So Brendan Fisher obviously wanting to throw down a lead run first. Let's see how this goes for two young hard chargers. Brendan Fisher gets it round the GT Radial. Turn number one through BlackBee, through Truss Tairāwhiti. Now they come into VIP Frame and Truss. The outer zone number 4 for the first time this morning in competition battle for both drivers. And Brendan Fisher on a nice line here in the opposite lock motorsport car. Just got to get it out nice and deep onto the CRC wall. We sort of see, Joe, usually the pro sport drivers will sit that half a foot maybe off that CRC wall ride. We see the pros right up deep in the wall there because they've got that super sticky semi-slick tyre and usually a little bit more horsepower. But Mitchell Daly, I think towards the end there, did I just see a spin from Mitchell?
Yes, you did. So it doesn't seem like he was quite as confident there. Brendan's gone for what looks like a bit of late initiation. It's left Mitchell on a shallow line trying to play catch-up this whole sort of run here. So it's sort of left him a bit out of sorts, not being right in the pocket where he needed to be, just playing catch-up, sacrificing the angle, not getting out to any of those zones there, and yeah, not transitioning through into outer zone 5 quite where he needed to be. Maybe he's just thrown too much at it and has done a spin.
Yeah, so we did hear our broadcast colleague Keisuke Nagashima talk earlier about proximity being king here, but in order to achieve maximised advantage from proximity, you do have to be on the right line. You can't just dive straight to the inside of the track and not hit any zones. You can see here that Brendan Fisher already is taking a wider line there. He's trying to follow Mitchell Daly through the course and use him as a mobile clipping point. Mitchell Daly coming up well short there of the VIP Freeman Trust out of zone 4 here, and this is where he had the problem earlier. And we saw a couple of drivers yesterday had a real problem with that CRC wall ride. They're actually going too aggressive, trying to bite off too much, and they were contacting the wall before the zone that was pushing them well back down the track. And I would say, in my opinion there, and I am not a judge, and I do go to great lengths to point this out each time. Joe and I are not the judges. None of the commentators are. The judges don't listen to us at all. There are only 3 wise men whose opinions matter. Judges Andrew Redwood, Darren Kelly and Taylor James will analyse those runs, work out who did the better lead and then who did the better chase job there. You got to say, from just a lead versus lead point of view there, Brendan Fisher definitely getting more of the zones than Mitchell Daly. And Stephen will give a result. Brendan Fisher goes through. Brendan Fisher goes through.
So you keep on rolling, my friend. What's it like in the chase here at the moment with that smoke and nothing clearing?
To be fair, there was a bit of a niggly one because the lead car there was a bit offline, so it wasn't out high and wide like the judges are asking for. Pretty much just tried doing what he was doing as they're after. It was a wee bit niggly. Thought I might have just about got locked out there at one point, but just trusted my gut instinct and just went for it, and here we are.
Yeah, mate, get out of there, otherwise you'll be like smoked fish.
Cheers, mate.
Stephen's still got seafood on the mind, Joe, from our little tiki tour around town this morning. Some beautiful sights and sounds here in Gisborne. Plenty of big, solid fishing vessels. Looks like there could be a bit of game fishing to be had around the area as a bit of fun recreation.
I can see some power pies available at a bakery. I might need to point your direction.
Thank you very much to the region's community trust, by the way, Economic Development Agency Trust Tairāwhiti, instrumental in making this weekend happen. Supported the event with a $65,000 grant to help bring the championship here to Tairāwhiti. And we acknowledge, of course, the iwi of Tairāwhiti, who are the tangata whenua of the rohi. Thank you so much for hosting us on your lands. For those who are interested, we are in Matawhero at the moment, just at the end of Dunstan Road, if you're considering coming out and joining us here today for the D1NZ Round 4 Championship Party. And we are about to see Jordan Richards up against John Atwood. Jordan Richard was the higher qualifier at Q4. John Atwood, though, Joe, 800-odd barra horsepower. And we're told it's also John Atwood's birthday, so birthday skids on for Johnny. I think we might have actually seen him celebrating his birthday last night, actually, at the TAV. Shout out to the team for the TAV. Oh, John Atwood! Is there something on the track there, Joe? Is there something on the track, or did John just overcook that? I wonder if we can get the drone over there to have a look at that. Jordan Richards does have to complete this run. John Atwood looks like he's grumpy now. He's just throwing the hammer down. He's going to torch those tyres. I'm always intrigued by this, right? So if you're the chase driver, do you actually use up, would you do that? Would you use up your tyre, or would you keep it for your lead run?
That's a good point, that he could conserve his tyres, but perhaps he also wanted to feel out the rest of the track, because next time around it's going to be his turn to lead, and he wants to make sure that he delivers in every spot that he can, because he's obviously at a huge disadvantage.
It is the same, just about same exact spot where Tiger White went in, though, isn't it? There's pretty much the same point in the track, so it does make me think maybe there is something up there. I don't know if we can get a drone shot or something over the track just to have a look what's up there. I mean, it is the same for all the drivers, but it just always intrigues me what the conditions look like. It sounds like the boys have released already. You hear that Barra singing straight away for Atwood out front. Definitely a little bit more comfortable in the lead position is John Atwood. Jordan Richards doing a nice job there in the chase. John is delivering a nice lead run here, which enables the door to be open. And John Atwood is well off the track there. And hey, mate, how are you? Just waiting for a mate.
So
John
right
Atwood, 2 from 2, just off the track. The Barra-powered C33. They're actually right outside our commentary box. Do you want to wave out the window, Joe? That's us right behind them there, just in that little grey box there behind the camera platform. Jordan Richards did a pretty good job managing to avoid him. And Jordan Richards will go through, obviously, off the back of that with a couple of incompletes there for John Atwood. So not the way he would have wanted to celebrate his birthday.
No, whether or not the nerves got the better of him or whether he was just feeling nervous about turning another year older.
Is he Farmer John or is he Minor John? Oh, maybe we can confirm that one. I think he's Farmer. Well, he must have collected a cone there. He just, yeah. Oh, 1, 2 cone. No, that cone's dead. That one is not going to live to see another day. Oh, and there's, oh no, I think Jordan Richards' car there is just leaking some water out the back of it, just from probably getting a little bit hot sitting there. You can see it's just dropped some fluids off the back there. So while they make it back around, again, we will thank our sponsors again, Aratu Forests, BlackBee Contractors, BlackBee Crushing, Tairāwhiti Contractors, Curry Construction, Launch Construction, Perma Group Gisborne, Gisborne Hiabs, Porter Hire Gisborne, Gisborne Boys High School, Awapuni Speedway, Trust Tairāwhiti, Gisbuild, Dukes Carriers, Container Space, Stone Transport, Inline Marking and Sheds for you. And welcome to you people on the very important VIP marquee up there as we go down Stephen McIvor trackside.
Well, you're through. What do you need to do better?
I mean, I don't know, just stay on track, don't put it in the wall, yeah.
What's the track like?
It was a bit slipperier than yesterday, but I think we'll get a hang of it, yeah, yep.
All right, see you in the next round. Just quickly come across and say, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. Not the best birthday present, but just didn't go right, huh?
No, yeah, the track's definitely a little bit different to yesterday. I went out there, threw it in, and I was, oh yeah, she doesn't have the traction I thought it was going to have, and then I threw the switch there, the car just hit that little wet spot and just went straight backwards, couldn't hold it, but hey, it is what it is. It's part of drifting. Glad to be here and hope to watch the rest of the boys do well.
Good to see you, bud.
Cheers, mate.
Well, welcome in, people of Gisborne. You're on the big screen at the moment, and you're on Oversteer TV Live. So if you see the drone hovering over you, then give us a wave. Give us a wave. The gentleman there in an orange, it's a yellow Hilfiger jersey. You're on TV right now. That's you, mate. Yeah, looking down. Give us a wave. You're on camera. Give us a wave. Big thank you to Mimiko, by the way. Yes, lady there in the Ugg boots. Yes, you're on TV as well. Hi. Yep. Gentleman in the Drift Japan hat there, just hands in the pockets, chilling out. How are we? Everyone having a good time up there? Say hi, Mum. Give us a wave. Take a look at Launch Master Willie's Kingdom. Now, Joe, I can see Darren Murray, but I cannot see Trent Elmbranch. Where is he?
That's right. So Darren Murray, the high qualifier, he's chosen his lane, but he doesn't seem to have a competitor. Are we just going to see a Byron, perhaps?
Chatter over race control there, Joe. What was that message?
So Trent Elmbranch has enacted a 5-minute call, so he must have some sort of mechanical, but Darren is on the line, which means that the timing official will be down with Trent starting a 5-minute call. He's got 5 minutes to make the repairs and make the line.
Right, and so from your experience in race control, because I know you've had a lot to do with the rules, can they back Darren out now and move to another battle?
Yep.
Or they can?
For the flow of the show,
yep.
Let's keep it moving.
Okay, so Darren can be backed out sideways, but the clock keeps running in the background on Trent. And the rules as far as 5 minutes, Joe, is that from... When does that start?
So the team will have enough time, about a minute, to ensure that the car is safe before they start working on it. So whether that means that they've got to jack it up and get axle stands under it. But as soon as they do lay any tools on the car, start pulling anything that might be broken off, then yeah, they'll start that 5-minute call. But being as that he hasn't been out yet, who knows? They might. Right. It might not be anything to do with needing to replace any steering issues. Unless it was something that happened in practice that we missed.
Yeah, so it could be quite a simple repair, right? So it could be a loose clamp or something, but you still have to use the same 5, but you do only get one of those, don't you? Is that correct?
That's right.
Except if you are involved in an incident that is attributed to the other driver, then you're given 10 minutes, aren't you? So,
yes, and that doesn't use your competition timeout at all.
Uses the other drivers. So, Joe, former you race controller, clerk of course, which was your official title?
Oh, it was both of them.
Both?
At the same time. All right, so that is a race control message has just come in that Trent Umbranch is not able to fix his car. He is withdrawing within the 5 minute, which does mean that Darren Murray will go through and we'll hopefully see a beautiful bye run because he did phenomenally in qualifying yesterday.
Yeah, so Darren is entitled to do that run as a solo. It'll be up to him whether he wants to do it. So this is Ryan Parry, Jamie Carr. We've moved straight to the right-hand side of the tree, and as Ryan Parry is the higher qualifier who was out there throwing down first. Jamie Carr doing pretty much what he did yesterday, though. Doing a really good job in the chase position, just nice and smooth, hanging with the lead driver. We know that Parry is aggressive in the MTF-sponsored machine there. Another one of the Bay of Plenty lads is Ryan Parry, based in the Rotorua area. Here, that limiter being hit. Jamie Carr there with a little bit of a correction there, just trying to close back up onto Ryan Parry. And Ryan Parry lays down a nice run there, Joe, with the door wide open. So we will take a look at a GT Radio replay here, and tell me what you see from a technical point of view, because I know that you sat through the judges' briefings, etc.
Yes, well, we did see Ryan Parry take position 2. He was sitting in P1 for all of yesterday until that final run, so we know that it's going to be good. He fills all of Outer Zone 1. The completeness of Outer Zone 2, he is there till the very end of 3 with a snappy little switch that brings them through into this Zone 4 nice and early. Now, Jamie at that point has not been able to track it as deep, and he has come up quite shallow.
All right, thank you, Joe. That's why you're up here as a driver yourself in your own right, just to give us that technical analysis as the GT Radio replay comes up. This is run number 2 now with Jamie Carr in the lead position. Now, there's a big gap there, Joe. Was Ryan Parry slow off the line potentially? We'll pick that up maybe on the replay just to see whether Ryan maybe intentionally left a gap there. He has now closed up proximity-wise here. Jamie Carr goes out to the VIP frame and truss outer zone number 4 there. I think maybe Jamie Carr's come up the track a little bit there, out of that zone maybe a little bit early, and he does need to extend out and get deep into outer zone 5 here, the CRC wall ride. He's just running around the inside of the white line there, so definitely not as deep there as Ryan Parry was on his lead run, but I think, yeah, what's going to happen? What happened here? I'm not sure.
Was he playing it safe?
Yeah.
Just not doing too much because he didn't need to, or?
So here's our replay, Joe. What happened? Oh no, we're just going to go straight to Keisuke for a result. And it is Ryan Parry who gets the win.
Ryan, mate, unbelievable lead, great chase. How was it, mate?
It was a little bit slipperier than yesterday, but feels good. I thought I got a little bit gapped on the chase, but it must have been just enough.
Yeah. No, 100%, mate. Well done. Just keep going.
Thank you.
Well done.
Ryan Parry is, Joe, not a driver that I would want to be coming up against in the battles on that right-hand side of the tree. He is he's looking dangerous. He hasn't had a win event-wise this season, but he's certainly a driver who's more than capable of going very deep into the field and has the car, has the skills, and yeah, he's definitely one to watch as we move into the top 8. So we have got one half of the tree locked in, the left-hand side. Just as we take a look at the replay there, didn't really explain what happened there, did it? I think maybe Ryan did just sit back there and give him a gap. Maybe he thought the car went past.
Perhaps he didn't have the confidence that Jamie was going to go as deep as Ryan has been driving, because he was quite on that shallow line in the chase position. So I guess Ryan just played it safe and made sure he didn't get caught up in Jamie's line if he was in fact a little bit shallow.
A little bit of information there coming over the Race Control channel too, that there's some fluids, maybe some fuel in the Monster Energy start box as well, so maybe one of the cars leaking. So maybe Ryan, it could have been as simple as maybe he got distracted by maybe a little, we know these cars all run the warning lights, etc., warning systems in the car, so it may have been just he got a little beep there and it might have distracted him. As I was mentioning earlier, we have locked in the left-hand side of the tree, so we have Blake Miles up against Brendan Fisher, and we have Jordan Richards up against Darren Murray, so those two know each other pretty well. We've seen them go head-to-head a couple of times. Taking a look at, it is Joseph, our grid marshal, on screen. Joe Dirt Customs, four-wheel drive builder extraordinaire and track builder extraordinaire, Joe. I've been told that he's been in Gisborne for the last 2 weeks helping construct the venue with the help of a few other volunteers. Apparently he basically lived at Pukekohe building there, and then he left Pukekohe and came straight here and started putting the track together. So thank you to Joseph, aka Joe Dirt. Apparently a couple of others might have had a hand in things, but I don't know their names. Do you, Joe? No? We'll just credit Joe for that. So I don't know. We'll see if we can find out who else was helping.
Might have taken a bit of direction from Brendan White, the boss man.
Yeah, it's unlikely. I mean, directing would be right. He'd be sitting in the background just telling them over a radio what to do or something or other.
It's almost like he's doing that to us.
Anyway, no, we shouldn't make fun of the boss, and we should acknowledge the other boss as well, James McManaway, who did have to withdraw from competition, unfortunately. And but it is a good chance when I segue off that to mention Hannah, who's of course staffing the merch caravan for D1NZ today. So if you do want to grab yourself a T-shirt, some D1NZ merchandise, or indeed one of the team shirts, there are merchandise areas. Oh, now. Sign language, Aiden. So that is Launchmaster Willie. You can see on the screen there with the hand gestures. He is telling Sam Rowson to move. Aiden is telling Sam Rowson to move. He wants the lane that Rowson is in. He is entitled to do that. So he is telling Sam to get out of the way. So that is an interesting development there as we start to see a bit of strategy come into play, Joe. We heard Keisuke and Stephen talk about that earlier on. Aiden Daly has a plan in mind. He knows where he wants to go, and he's telling Sam to just get out of his way. So.
I don't think that's much of a change in strategy from what we're used to. We are used to seeing that the higher qualifier will lead. So now that they've got a choice, he's sticking with it. But maybe Sam didn't realise that he was the lower qualifier because he's usually up that end.
Oh, okay, so a little bit of maybe miscommunication there in terms of Aiden as the higher qualifier probably should have hit the scrub box first. And that's what's maybe put them a little bit out of sync. So as commentators are prone to doing, I made a big story out of nothing, Joe. There's actually nothing to it. But anyway, that's fine. We'll get on with it, Joe. RHP's Aiden Daly leads away. He is the youngest of the current competing Daly Drift brothers, along with Mitchell and Clayton, who we'll see later on the pro. But Sam Rowson in the Bridgestone Caddy entry. Transitions really early though, Joe. He's put himself in completely the wrong spot, got lost there. And Aiden Daly has this choice to lead. Paid off for him, and then Rowson again with a massive correction there, and he's got out of it. Rowson has stopped drift. Rowson is going to incomplete, but importantly here, it is crucial that Aiden Daly completes his run. He does have to complete his run. He cannot just abort his drift run. He does need to lock on a score in case we have to go back to a lead for lead here. But what do you see here, Joe? Is there something not right mechanically?
It's not like Sam to make that sort of mistake, and he is crawling very slowly out of the section, so perhaps there's been some sort of mechanical problem that's led to that.
Loss of power maybe, or something or other. I mean, we do know that that car basically has had the whole front end rebuilt, right, since Pukekohe, because it went into, was it Castrol? It went into the Castrol wall, one of the others, front on, which isn't ideal. So we'll go down to... yeah, what's going on down there, Keisuke? Is Sam able to shed any light on it?
Rowson. Sam, what's actually happened, mate? You pulled out of the battle.
Well, I think I blew an axle as I transitioned into this outer zone here, and then I gave it another boot and blew both axles, and that was all she wrote for that one. So
you're going to call your 5?
Yeah, call our 5 and hopefully get some more axles in, and should be all right.
Hopefully put on a better battle for the next one.
Yeah.
Good luck, mate.
Cheers,
Right, so we're about to see the wonders of technology at play here, Joe. So that text message from Sam Rowson will be to his crew saying, get the axles ready. What will happen is they will lay everything out and get ready. And as Joe mentioned earlier, basically as long as they don't lay hands on the car, then the 5 minutes doesn't start. So, Joe, you mentioned the car has to be safe though. Just explain that to me.
Yeah, so they get about a minute in order to make the car safe. So obviously if you've got team under there, you don't want to have, you know, safety is absolutely crucial for everyone, the drivers and the crew. So they'll make sure the car is jacked up and some axle stands are placed under for safety so that the team can get under there. And replacing 2 axles in 5 minutes, they're going to need all hands on deck.
We have seen teams thrash through and do 1. Have we seen a team do 2 in that shorter period of time? I'm just trying to think back. I know we've seen one team do it in, I think it was 4 minutes and 30 seconds was a single axle record. But hey, I'm sure the Rowson Motorsport team are going to thrash as hard as they possibly can. Right. right, so just being told by race control that Johnny Burns, who we were due to see next up against Riley McEwen, was dropping fluid in the scrub box. He's been asked to go back to his pit and just address that, so we are going to jump forward into the next battle, which should be Sheldon Neal and Daniel Smith. So Sheldon Neal, Daniel Smith will be the next battle to face the starters, and there is Sheldon in the background there, just behind Stephen and the girls. There is Sam Rowson just awaiting a toe back to pits, because obviously, Joe, with no axles, no drive.
No drive, so it's going to take a little bit longer to get that 5 minutes started by the time that the recovery vehicle get him towed around on a big long strop, manoeuvring through the pits there. And as we see the TTI scrub box, we've got Sheldon Neal in that spot where he's going to be able to choose his lane first. And what's he going to take?
Gonna lead first.
Just the usual then.
Yeah. So we do. Yeah. So generally in pro sport, we do see the higher qualified driver choose to lead. Later, when we move into pro, we will definitely see some strategy come into play, and there has been a bit of chat about drivers choosing to chase first, and the reason behind that is generally considered to be to preserve a little bit of tyre, allow the lead driver to blow off rubber, and then be perhaps impaired slightly on the chase. Sheldon Neal, Team Gusto, and Mike Greer-Holmes on the side of that car out of Ash Vegas, Ash Burton down in the South Island, and that was a weird start to a run there, Joe, and that has to have affected Dan Smith's chase.
Well, he wasn't overly close, but it's allowed him to catch up a little bit, but it's not as deep and not as angle as Sheldon as they come through there.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, I mean, we talked a lot about rhythm yesterday in terms of Dan would have expected Sheldon, I think, to be on the gas earlier, certainly that, and that run does, in my opinion, display an element of what we would call untypical speed. See, so he's just sort of rolling through there. It's not an aggressive... Yeah, it's not an aggressive initiation. He probably should have been in drift by that white line. So I think the judges would take a look at that and just, there's a lot of cause and effect that we sort of don't delve into it because it gets quite hard to kind of dissect from a commentary point of view. But from the three wise men, okay, the judges' point of view, they do consider cause and effect in terms of what has the lead driver done, what has the chase driver done, and how do those interrelate in terms of trying to come up with a result for each particular battle. So they'll switch over now nonetheless, and it will be Daniel Smith, DK Smith Earth Movers, to lead away, and Sheldon Neal to chase. There's that white line we mentioned earlier, and that's a much more aggressive and faster initiation from Daniel Smith, but very shallow line there, Joe. Missed the outer zone 2 completely. Only just got Trust Tairāwhiti outer zone 3. Will he reach outer zone 4? He got him out to outer 4, so he has got out to outer 4. Sheldon Neal tucked right in the pocket there. Sheldon Neal attacking the door there of Dan Smith, but you can see from where Sheldon Neal is located on that drone shot that Dan Smith has really only managed to get to the CRC wall ride and right at the end of the CRC wall ride, and Sheldon Neal actually, I think, hit him to the point where he actually pushed him back into the CRC wall ride potentially. Take a look at this, Joe. What did you see there?
Yeah, so Dan gets zone 1, and a lot of the pro sports have struggled to make that arch that deep. So he gets 1 and 3 with missing that 2 a little bit. But Sheldon's right there with him, not letting him get away. Daniel does a really nice job of an arc through this entirety of zone 4. Really, really nice, and he obviously loves the walls coming through for zone 5. But what we do see Dan do, and the judges were very specific about this, is there is no switchbacks as you come out of zone 5, and Dan has done that and made contact with Sheldon.
All right, Keisuke will give us a decision here. One more time, so that's interesting, Joe. So that's just mistakes cancelling out mistakes there. So
yeah, bit of work for both of them to just tidy up.
We've just got Matty J out on track at the moment, one of our pro competitors doing a mechanical sight lap, so that is not one of our pro sports, hence why you have seen all of a sudden a slightly different approach from Matty J. Matty J is a former pro sport, but has now stepped up into the pro class running the 265 semi-tyre. For those of you who are not familiar with the D1NZ rules, the pro sport cars that you're watching at the moment run a radial tyre, which is what's on your street car, and the pro cars run a semi-slip. The easiest way to try and understand that is if you were to take your finger and go and push on the tyre, your finger would kind of sink into a pro tyre, whereas obviously if you were to touch changed your own road car tyre. Now, why are we seeing Johnny Burns here with no Riley? Is this just a mechanical safety potentially? So Johnny, we did hear, was leaking some fluids before. So mechanical safety, although, am I right, Joe, in thinking that he can't complete a full lap as a mechanic?
Well, it'd be a bit odd, I would expect, but he's due on the line now. So the fact that he's used an entire competition run on this set of tyres when he's due up on that line, I'm not quite sure.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't seem like the right strategy play, does it? So I am really intrigued because there's Riley sitting right there. So we can see Riley McEwen now for Four Wheel Drive Warehouse sitting right there waiting for Johnny Burns. Now, surely Johnny's not going to mechanical and then go and change tyres. It would just doesn't seem to be quite right within the competition format. But look, that's not up to us to police that. We'll leave that to race control to try and get to the bottom of that matter. We should see him turn around and go again. Rowson, I wonder if we can get the drone over to the Rowson pits maybe to see if how the boys are going with their axles there, the dual axle replacement. They've got to be thrashing hard. I feel like they're probably at least a couple of minutes deep into that now, Joe. You would imagine the car is safe and should be up in the air with hands able to be laid on it.
As long as they were able to get it back into the pit bucket without a delay.
Okay, so just got a mechanical run as well on track for Dean Young. Say hello to Angelique and Colton tuned in on the live stream along with the rest of the Young Motorsport family. The Young Motorsport team, Young Drift, Joe, are one of the most vocal out there in live stream land. They're always tuned in. They're always loud and proud. Got plenty going on there. Usually a bit of support comes in from Australia. Okay, just seeing what else we've got here.
So the pros will get a bit of a sight lap before their battles later, but they must have had some issues yesterday that caused them to be able to mechanical test today.
Okay, so there is a signing session going on at the moment under the Green Dome. So for our guests in attendance here at Tairāwhiti Gisborne, if you would like to get a signed poster, etc., or have a hat that you want signed, etc., there are pro drivers over underneath the Green Dome at the moment for a signing session. So that is where you want to head if you want to grab a signature. And there is also some merchandise available. As we see one of the local heroes, I think Were Takake's car being... Were Takake has managed to rebuild overnight, so great to see the BlackBee Motorsport team ready to compete again. So again, just repeating for our audience here, a big welcome to Tairāwhiti Gisborne, D1NZ round number 4, a signing session underway at the moment under the Green Dome. If you are looking for merchandise, there are D1NZ t-shirts. We know there are the Champ Vision t-shirts. We know there is Team DSR merchandise available over there. I think there are some Blake Miles t-shirts available as well over in the merchandise area. Usually one or two others over there as well, so maybe some Floyd Brothers, something like that, available over in the merchandise zone, which is located near the hard park. You can then take that straight over and get that signed by your favourite D1NZ pro drivers. As we look out over the coast, a great chance to thank, first of all, our D1NZ partner sponsors, Monster Energy, 10 Tools, G-Shock, Smart Steel, Mick, Cora Fuel Cards, Logitech GT Radio and TTI, and of course our local partners here in Gisborne, Trust Tairāwhiti, the region's community trust and economic development agency, who granted $65,000 towards the event. And we go down to Stephen McIvor.
Morning, everybody. Well, the pro driver's off to their driver's home. Ben Jenkins had one day, and what do you make of this place?
It's amazing what they've done down here. Hats off to BlackBee and Wadata and Shaw Quadros. It's just an unreal track, a little coliseum of drift almost. You know, it's amazing here. We've had some wicked laps, and just looking forward to getting in the car and actually versing that man Adam Davies later on today. So. Yeah.
How are you feeling about your own form after the first day of that quali run?
Yeah, I definitely had some things to work on myself, which I put them to the test in qualifying. My second qualifying run was, pretty happy with it, but I think I'm still leaving a few things in the bag that I need to pull out in battles.
Are you going to sign me something? Can I have your signature?
See you at the session, eh?
Yeah, okay. Hey, Connor Halligan, we were talking about this the other day, 99.6. You know, I was talking to Andrew Redwood. He hasn't seen many runs like that. It is unofficially the highest ever recorded qualifying score under our current format. Did you think about that last night? Or have you moved on?
I mean, yeah. I mean, we had a cold one with the boys, and just quick celebration. But you got to keep your game face on. Today is the main day, so yeah, definitely. It's a little bit of a review last night of battle practice earlier in the day, and yeah, got a couple of little things to work on, I think. But yeah.
What's the biggest thing you need to work on out here? Come on, give me something.
I would say just like keeping up in the chase out of zone 4. I think like if you've got a fast car in front of you, they kind of slingshot you a little bit out of there. So I'm just trying to figure that one out. But other than that, I think we're pretty happy. Yeah.
Are you pinching yourself that you potentially could be Drift King in 2026?
I mean, that's the dream. So we're working hard for it. So hopefully.
How much is it? By the way, both of you, just quickly, how much is this track changing through qualies and things like that?
Quite a bit, actually. I noticed yesterday, even just between the two practice sessions, that there was a heap more grip in the second session. So I think the temperatures come into play, and also just the amount of rubber going down. So yeah. Okay,
you go do some signings. You know how to sign your name, Connor Halligan. Track changes. How much are they difficult to deal with?
Yeah, yesterday we saw a whole different track in qualifying than we had in practice. I found it quite difficult. It was a lot more slick. So yeah, it's really affecting. And today we got a lot of sun coming down. It was quite overcast yesterday in some parts. So yeah, you've got to be really onto it and to pick what we need to do in the car setup.
Okay, it's Stephen with a PH when you sign it. Okay.
All right, sweet as.
Thank you, Stephen McIvor, bringing us two of the real solid contenders in the championship there. Connor Halligan currently in P2 in the championship, and Ben Jenkins, I'm pretty sure, is P3 at the moment. So while they're being nice to each other at the moment, Joe, there won't be any friends on the track later on, will there?
I look forward to see where they might meet up in the tree.
Well, of course, we are building towards the title fight, Joe, at Bay Park. We always crown a champion there, and we are looking forward to seeing who makes their way to the top of the points table as we head to Bay Park. But in the meantime, we get back into pro sport action here with Sheldon Neal leading away from Digadan, DK Smith out in the Thirsty Liquor, Black Bull Liquor. It's a 180, isn't it, Joe? I'm not always the Nissan nerd, so I think it's a 180.
It is a 180 with us, and he's 13 lights.
Right, whereas Sheldon Neal, of course, is the S13, isn't it? That's slightly different again. You can talk me through that and sound Nissan nerdy and smart after this. Digadan is struggling to maintain a wide line there. Got there proximity-wise, but just couldn't quite make it hang from a line perspective. So we'll take a look at the GT Radio replay. Tell me what I can see you writing notes there, Joe.
Yeah, it's a much better initiation from Sheldon, and whether or not that's caught Dan off guard, but he's just come through round one and turn one and really having to sacrifice some of his line to try and gain that proximity back. Proximity is going to be king here. Sheldon does a beautiful job of filling that outer zone 4, so Dan knows that he's got his work cut out for him on the chase.
Thank you, Joe. And Joe, of course, has plenty of experience judging the MSC Development Series as well. Hence why she is in the box with me as technical expert as we make our way through the Pro Sport Top 32. Daniel Smith there, just very, very shallow through GT Radio turn number 1 there, Joe, and that is going to put him on the back foot immediately there. Sheldon Neal doing a pretty good job from a proximity point of view. He was all over the B pillar there of the DK Smith drift machine. Daniel doing a better job here this time in the CRC wall ride, but just looks like I think it's probably fair to say they've just fought that car the whole weekend.
He's definitely been having issues. I know that car has been fighting him every step of the way. If it's not been one thing, it's another. So he's not going to be happy. He's doing everything that he can, but he's not able to fill in to get out to that zone 2 again in this lead. So probably going to hand an advantage to Sheldon. Now, we're not the judges, but Sheldon's doing a really good job of staying nice and close.
Yeah, lead for lead, chase for chase, right? Just a better line through GT Radio from Sheldon Neal, you would imagine, on his first run. But we've been wrong once or twice before, Joe, and of course our opinions do not matter. We are not the three wise men, and Darren Kelly, Taylor James and Andrew Redwood. Keisuke will make someone's day and send someone home shortly. Going through is Sheldon Neal.
Sheldon, phenomenal drive, mate. I mean, good chase, good lead. How was it?
Yeah, that was sick. I accidentally missed third gear on the run up on my first run, so made sure I got it in third gear that time and just, yeah, feed it.
Yeah, nice. I mean, yeah, keep it going.
Thanks, bro.
I need to go up to hot
Dan, I mean, yeah.
Oh, really, really important battle out on track at the moment is Johnny Burns, currently sitting in position 4 on the points, up against Riley McEwen, who is position number 2, and needs to win this battle in order to stay in touch with Blake Miles. And Riley McEwen, you can tell he has come to play today. That 13 feet is singing, but Johnny Burns out front has the SR20 absolutely on fire. He is baking that rubber. Johnny Burns up along the CRC wall right. Here comes Riley McEwen attacking. McEwen touches him. McEwen puts a front wheel into him. Johnny Burns stays in it, Joe. And that is a battle fitting of where these boys are on the championship point standings. That is a drive from 2 hard charges, Joe.
Yeah, it's not good to see them having to meet and eliminate one another here in the top 16, but Johnny is doing a really great job of just throwing everything at that. He's got all the confidence. Riley's almost touching his back bumper, puts him almost in the wrong spot, but he saves it. He closes back up on him, staying out as deep as he can with where he's positioned. Johnny's almost on that yellow line, which is just where he needs to be, and coming through into the 5. Riley is trying to chase him down and does make contact in the front.
Do you know what I love about that run, though, is that both of them stayed in it. You can kind of play games, etc., when you feel that little nudge coming from your opponent, but Johnny just, that's not how he drives. He is all aggression all the time. This is super important now. What does Riley McEwen do in his lead run? What does he deliver? What does he throw down for Mr. Burns to come and chase? Mr. Beast Jr. got a goal of making it to Formula Drift. Here comes Burns, Johnny Burns, with a waiver and a correction in the background there, and I think he tried to attack too much there, Joe. Riley McEwen fills up 2, fills up 3, nicely through the midline there, and then out to the VIP frame and trust out of zone number 4 here. Riley McEwen stays in the zone, right where he needs to be there. Riley McEwen buries the foot again, 13 Beast singing Green Brothers Power in the 4-wheel drive warehouse machine. Johnny Burns to an inside line there and just didn't quite have the proximity or line that Riley. Oh, and then Johnny's come out of it. Johnny's come out right before the finish line there, and is it gonna? I don't. It could be an incomplete, Joe.
It could be. Riley has gone in there, really monster tip-in. Johnny's perhaps not had the grip that he thought he would have out there, and from here on out, he is just playing catch-up. Does a good job of getting back up on him, but as you see, as he comes around this turn here, it's almost like he has to do another clutch pump to just try and get that drive forward so he can chase back up on Riley. It set him not quite where he wanted to be. You sort of lose the smoke as he's just letting the car float to try and catch up, but being not on power through that whole zone, he's then just pulled out of drift.
Let's just talk about that float. So when you're saying, we'll get a decision first, Keisuke Nagashima conducting the orchestra down there. Riley McEwen stays in the fight.
Riley, mate, what a chase. How was that, mate?
It was stressful coming up to it. Just know I had to give it my all with Johnny. He's a very good driver. Just set down the perfect lead for me to just get on his door.
I mean, your lead was great too, and I think that's where Johnny had a little bit of a disadvantage there on the chase, but unreal driving, mate. Keep it up.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, maybe that's as close as he's going to get there, Joe, from an excited point of view. Young Riley McEwen, just 15 years of age, all 6'5" of him. He's pretty hard to interview these days, isn't he? You almost needed a step ladder last time.
Yes, I'm not the most tallest person.
Statuesque, I think, is the word you were looking for there, Joe. So Riley McEwen stays in it, and that is important because Blake Miles has gone through into the top 8. So we have one battle left to go. It is Aidan Daly and Sam Rowson. Sam's team, Joe, have done 2 axles in 5 minutes.
Very impressive. Now this is just going to be the second run for this pass after he blew the axles on his first run, so he's got everything to make up for.
Right, so Rowson will lead away this time, and hopefully the car is A-OK. Aidan Daly in the chase position here, looking to make his mark on competition, and Daly down to the inside line. There's Sam Rowson up real wide there, Joe, and you can see those puffs of yellow in the tyre smoke there, which means Sam Rowson is right out on the limit there, and then cranked it to lock as far as he could possibly go. And Sam Rowson absolutely destroying the track on this run. But the problem is, Joe, for him, he is at a 10-0 disadvantage. There is not really a lot he can do here. Unless Aidan Daly incompletes, it will most likely still be like an 8-1, 8-2-9-1 type of run, even if he absolutely destroyed him. Just Sam Rowson throwing down probably his run of the weekend. We'll take a look at the replay here, and you just see this yellow smoke start to appear.
Yes, Sam's got everything to play for with this run. So as you can see, coming through zone 3 there, the smoke turns yellow, meaning he's right on that line, pushing everything a little bit early there with the switch, but he makes it work to follow hold of out of zone 4. Aidan's come off a bit shallow there. Aidan is at the advantage from round the past 1, so Aidan doesn't have to throw everything at this one like Sam does. Almost playing a little bit safe, and yeah, is it going to be enough?
I would say in pro sport, yes. I mean, you can sometimes have it incomplete. All right, here we go, and it is locked in. Aidan Daly.
Mate, you got the advantage in that first run. I mean, yeah, how was it?
Oh, it was good. Track's starting to feel real good. Was a little bit slipperier this morning. Chase, little bit of a sloppy chase, just scared to muck up, but done what I had to do to get it.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty scary, right? I mean, concrete walls, lots of smoke. Yeah, how's it feel?
Oh, it's definitely a scary feeling, but once you nail that line, you know, get up on the walls, it feels surreal. So it's
I mean,
awesome.
all your brothers are part of the, top 8, top 16. It must be a great feeling.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. None of us were on the trailer super early, and we can all go through, have a good time. Loving it, eh?
No, awesome, mate. Just enjoy it. Go have fun.
Awesome, will do. Thanks, Ian.
All right, as we take a look at the important people up there in VIP, give us a wave if you're up there in VIP. I can see the current construction team up there. Give us a wave, guys. You're on TV at the moment, enjoying your morning coffees. We take a look at the top 8 as it locks in. Blake Miles up against Brendan Fisher, Jordan Richards against Darren Murray, Ryan Parry against Aidan Daly, and Riley McEwen up against Sheldon Neal, Joe, and all of the major players in the title fight still there, Miles and McEwen. So as we build into Bay Park, with tickets now on sale, the champion will be crowned in Tauranga, as always, the oval by the ocean, where we go to do our final combat each and every year. You and I will be there, and so will about 70 of our favourite drivers ready to go head-to-head as we go straight into the top 8. Brent and Blake Miles, is he your champion in waiting, or will Brendan Fisher spoil his party and put him on the trailer? Very few have managed to do it this season, and this is why Blake Miles, the ninja, absolutely destroying 1, 2 and 3, just like a knife-sharp blade there, straight through those zones, cutting through the track here. The Miles Motorsport machine laid out on the side there, Champ Vision on the front window, Carter's Tyres from Pukekohe down here, Craig and the team supporting Blake this weekend, and Blake Miles, the ninja, just absolutely chopping this course to pieces.
Well, it's no surprise to see Blake throw in a run like that. A little bit safe on the entry, not quite as aggressive as I expected, but Brendan does come in full aggression. He knows that he's got to give Blake everything. But from here on out, Blake is turned back into the surgeon. He's filled in that zone, and Brendan's almost sent it too much the other way. But he's caught back up.
Just because it's Blake, right, it wasn't perfect between 1 to 2, and I'm only saying that because it's Blake, right? And we've got to find something to criticise him on. Otherwise, he's going to just get a big head and think he's the champion. Oh, but he just about is. Speaking of, Brendan Fisher up front doing a great job there, filling up 1, 2 and 3, throwing down a nice lead run here for Blake Miles to try and chase. Blake going to try and get his eye in as he moves forward, potentially in the battle tree. Now, Blake potentially could get out a bit deeper there. Blake doing a good job in the chase position, has great proximity here. Brendan Fisher throwing down out front here, delivering a great chaseable lead for Blake Miles to throw down in the chase position. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for 2 hard-charging young guns. What do you do, Joe? How do you combat Blake when he's in this sort of mood?
It must be quite daunting, though I did see Brendan straighten out, just coming off that wall. He'd hit the wall, and perhaps it had taken him back across Blake's path.
Well, I guess you know it's Blake, right? So he's actually out over the limits of the track there, so he's exceeded the yellow line there, so actually gone slightly beyond probably where he should have been there. I think just trying to drive as aggressively as he probably could, right? You know it's the current series leader that's chasing you, he's going to be on the door there. This is where you mentioned
he does a really nice job with the whole of the zone until he hits the wall there, and it's sort of flicked him back towards Blake, which he's done well to avoid him, but it's not what the judges have been wanting to see.
Yeah, that was the interesting thing that we saw before, wasn't it? That was Johnny Burns kind of came out early and shut down. So both drivers have completed that run, which is important there. And we will see a decision locked in shortly after we complete this GT radio replay.
I don't think we're going to be too surprised after seeing the judges, the replay keep showing of Brendan overshooting as he sort of floats towards the wall at that
I think they're
zone
just,
2 area.
they're just making 100% sure, right? In terms of it is important, in terms of a result does have a huge impact on Blake's championship season. So Stephen's back in the conductor's position and going through is...
One more.
Oh, it's a one more time, Joe. Look at that. One judge in favour of Blake, one in favour of Brendan, and a one more time, a completely split decision. So I wonder...
There you go, I can be surprised. I can be wrong.
Yeah,
very wrong.
So I'd love to maybe find out from the judges how they saw that, but I don't think I'm going to have time to do that. Just as we move our way through what is a bit of a time certain day as well, because we do have to go live on Sky TV to meet our broadcast commitments later today. We're on oversteer at the moment, and then we'll be on Sky TV and KO later this afternoon for the Pro Top 32 as we take a look at Launchmaster Willie's kingdom down there on the start line, Joe, and this has the potential to be a spectacular battle. Two hard chargers, two guys who have certainly shown in past that they're both fast, they are aggressive, and they are very talented behind the wheel. Senate Nursing sponsoring Jordan Richards, Jameson Sybil sponsoring Darren Murray, both drivers throwing down. Oh, Darren Murray hits him! Absolutely smokes into Jordan Richards there. Now, has that bent or done anything there? Where did it make contact on the inside? Jordan Richards will be entitled to do a safety check there. We can't see that rear wheel, Joe. Is it still straight?
The car is bobbing around quite a bit, so it's possibly not straight. What I'm wondering here is Jordan's thrown it in, and
you're wondering if he's contributed, right?
Absolutely.
He's washing, yes.
See how the smoke's coming off his rear tyres. Now, remember, he had a little bit of contact with John Atwood in his last run. Don't know whether if that's perhaps had more of an impact on his driver's side front wheel alignment, perhaps, and that could have contributed to it.
That's really interesting. Oh, did you see that window just pop? Was it fiberglass or the quarter window or something? There's an impact. You watch this on impact. There's something that goes flying off the car. I know there's the bumper at the rear, but there's something in between too. Is it quarter glass or something? Or Lexan? So Jordan looks like he's all right, but what I'm curious about there is Jordan Richards has lost momentum, but then you can see very clearly from the footage of Darren Murray's car, he's not hard on the gas, so he's literally just floating up the track at the speed he's carrying already. So he hasn't accelerated into Jordan. As we take a look at beautiful Tairāwhiti, Gisborne, we are of course located in Matawhero. That's where the drift park is here, just at the end of Dunstan Road. D1NZ acknowledges the iwi of Tairāwhiti, the tangata whenua of the Rohi, and we are honoured to bring D1NZ National Championship drifting to your beautiful area for the very first time. Again, thank you very much to Trust Tairāwhiti, the Region Community Trust and Economic Development Agency, who have helped make this weekend possible, supporting us with a grant of $65,000 from the Regional Event Fund and bringing the championship to Tairāwhiti. And we had the Mayor here yesterday, Joe, and she was really excited about the amount of coffee and meals being bought in the local economy. So great to have so many teams here supporting local businesses, and thank you to those local businesses, instrumental in building something from what was about 2 weeks ago a completely flat, I believe, logging yard. There wasn't really anything here apart from some skid marks that Wereta and Sean had left in Boss BlackBee, just having some fun. Where are we at in the tree now, Joe?
So while they take a look at Jordan's car, we are now on the top 8 right-hand side of the tree. Ryan Parry versus Aidan Daly. So aggressive entry there by Ryan. What we expect. Aidan is trying to stay with him. not quite as deep or as smoke-filled as the aggressive Ryan as comes through into outer zone 4. He is right on the edge of that yellow line as Ryan's rear wheels, doing a beautiful job. Slight overshot at the end of zone 4 there. Into 5, and Aiden's still on the little shallow line and falling back out. That's a better deepness of position where Aiden needed to be, but he did lose a little bit of proximity to get there.
Good job there, Joe. Thank you for calling that one through just while I had a quick little drink of water there. So we'll take a look at the GT radial replay here. Bit of distance created here on the initiation from Ryan Parry, as we expect, because he is aggressive. Then Aiden Daly fights back, tries to go out to 2 and 3, sitting kind of where he needs to be. Probably wants to be a little bit closer, maybe a car length. This is round out of zone 4 here, where I thought Ryan Parry looked like he'd lost a bit of momentum and checked up just there. And was right on that yellow line there, and then that's brought Aiden right back into the fight as they went around the CRC wall road. So they'll switch over now. Aiden Daly for RHP will have the lead this time. Ryan Parry will have the chase. Aiden Daly has been on the podium before, as has Ryan Parry, so both those drivers looking to continue successful pro sport careers. Daly aggressive here, gets one. Ryan Parry shoots on up there, tries to close the gap. Ryan Parry floats up nicely towards 2. Both drivers out through Trust Tairāwhiti, outer zone number 4. Now they'll transition through the middle of the track here. Go to VIP, outer zone number 4, and Aiden is way wide. 1, 2, 3, 4. Conesy knocks over, and that has put him off the track there. And that is going to mean advantage Parry at this point in time, as Aiden has exceeded track limits. Both drivers just looking to close out the run there, and put your hands together. Gisborne, what a drive there by a couple of hard charges. Aiden Daly and Ryan Parry laying it all on the line there. Joe, talk us through the GT radial replay.
Yeah, Aiden's done a great job on entry here, and Ryan's doing some adjustments there just to make sure that he carries on in the exact spot that he intends to be. So he's got that that depth of experience to make those adjustments on the fly to make sure that he's not just along for the ride, but he's exactly in the exact spot he wants to be. And Aiden's gone a little bit deep.
Is that 3 off?
It does look like it.
So the way to contextualise this is, if we were on a race circuit, that yellow line is effectively where the edge of the track would be. And we will see a result lock in shortly, but I think I know what the result is going to be here, Joe. It is Ryan Parry going through. Ryan Parry goes through.
Ryan, mate, phenomenal chase, great lead. I mean, you're on fire today.
Oh, I'm loving this track, eh? I'm having so much fun. Yeah, thank you to everyone that put all this on and all my sponsors. Yeah, this is awesome. See if we can take it to the top.
How's the tyre wear at this track?
2 laps and they're gone, so that's good.
Yeah. Having fun?
Yeah, I love it.
Keep going.
Thank you, Keisuke. Excited Ryan Parry there as we go to Aiden Daly.
Aiden, mate, I mean, yeah, great chase, but Ryan, unfortunately, just taking that spot.
Yeah, no, it was a mean battle. Ryan, good friend of ours, but, you know, bloody good driver. Sent it a little bit too hard and took some cones out, but, you know, that's the fun of it, eh?
Yeah. It's always a bit of fun, eh?
Yeah, oh, definitely. Like, I had so much fun this weekend. Definitely be back again.
You're looking forward to Bay Park?
100% hometown, keen as, ready to go.
Yeah. See you there.
Awesome, catch you there.
Are those boys ever unhappy? Have you ever seen a Daly without a smile on their face, Joe?
Never.
Never, right?
Never.
Like never. Never, ever. And there's actually more of them coming as well. There's a couple of younger ones, again, still to find their way into cars. And I'm still hoping, and I'll put this on the live stream again, that I can goad Seaton into driving the Mustang at Bay Park. I would love to see Seaton cut a lap at Bay Park. That's my goal. I've been trying to make it happen for about 5 years or something. But he's too busy apparently. Apparently running 6 cars is quite hard work.
Probably got a bit on his plate.
Yeah, all right, now this is an important battle, Joe, with Riley McEwen still in the title hunt and Sheldon Neal trying to make life hard for him here. Sheldon Neal is the higher qualifier, so he gets the lead now. This will be an interesting battle here in terms of Sheldon Neal was a little bit slow, we thought, on his entry, and Riley McEwen is very aggressive and fast, so he's going to have to try and keep that 13B in its power band here with the little SR20 that could. Sheldon Neal just trying to keep it singing there as it comes through VIP frame and truss. Outer zone number 4 there. Nice lead run here coming from Sheldon Neal, just opening the door up there and letting Riley McEwen come and fill up that space, closing right up into the door. McEwen touches the wall there and then falls back, comes down the track out of CRC wall ride, Joe, and pressure on Riley McEwen now.
Well, we know that he's going to be clinical in his lead, but as he comes through here with the chase, he's doing a really good job of sticking with Sheldon's beautiful placement of car as he comes through from 1, 2, 3 and into 4. Sheldon's putting it in all the right places, and Riley is just staying with him. As they do come through to outer zone 5 though, Sheldon's not quite as deep as we hope. Riley floats out, maybe he's trying to get to that wall to show that he can do it better, but he has made a bit of contact.
Yeah, and that contact pushed him down the track too, didn't it? So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how Riley attacks this, and I think that is exactly what he will do here. My guess is that this will be a full attack run, and he will hope that Sheldon Neal does not have the speed to go with it. So Riley will be on four-wheel drive warehouse, Green Brothers 13B underneath the bonnet. We know that Riley actually did work experience, went to Green Brothers and worked on his own engine during one of his school holiday breaks. So one of those fun little stories that you hear. And Riley McEwen, as you alluded to, Joe, just delivering that run that we know he's capable of. He looks like he's sorted, he looks like he's dialed out from there. He's feeling confident, but Sheldon Neal is making a pest of himself here. And Sheldon Neal, is he going to be the man to decide the championship for 2026 in pro sports? Sheldon Neal all over Riley McEwen like a rash from Ash Vegas.
Yeah, what a really great job. As I said, Riley there, young gun, no fear, he fires straight in, but Sheldon knows that Riley's going to do exactly what he needs to, so he's got no fear to put himself up on that door.
Has he done enough, Joe? I'm almost of the opinion here that we might see an upset. I think that Sheldon Neal has been right there proximity-wise, and the only reason I think that is because if you go lead for lead, chase for chase, yes, Riley's chase might be slightly impacted by that tape of the wall that brought him down the track in the CRC wall ride. You didn't see that from Sheldon, so we could see an upset, or we could see it one more time potentially, but
Perhaps.
it does look like we might have a result here.
Sheldon Neal.
Sheldon Neal!
Speechless.
Sheldon Neal.
Sheldon, mate. Doing it for the Southerners. Oh, what a chase, what a lead.
Yeah, man, that was sick. Got a bit of a redemption battle after Invercargill against Riley. He's a bloody ripper, so yeah, that was fun.
Well done, mate. Get back out there.
Cheers, mate.
Riley, mate. Bit of an upset there, but I mean, you did what you could. It looked pretty good. How'd you feel?
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate. I just had no grip off the line in the chase, so I was playing catch up the whole time. But yeah, no, definitely a good driver.
Yep.
Yep.
No, 100%. I mean, FC, SRN, pretty cool battle, eh?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
Yeah. Well, mighty SR1, but hey, next time, Bay Park, see you there?
Yep.
Sounds good. Well done.
All right, Joe, last battle of the top four about to lock in. It is Jordan Richards, Darren Murray. We saw that contact there between the two. We still don't really know who has been attributed at fault here, and that will be a big deciding factor, I would imagine, in this top four battle. We have Blake Miles already locked in, and he'll be up against the winner of this battle. And we have Ryan Parry locked in for a battle with Sheldon Neal. Right, so have I jumped ahead of myself, Joe? Have I?
I've got OMT written between Blake and Brendan, but did we run that OMT?
That's a great question, Joe. Blake, we're just checking that there. Maybe have we got ahead of ourselves? We were getting so excited there just with what's going on. Lots going on here at the track here, and we're working old school analog off bits of paper here. Sometimes we have digital technology, and sometimes we have the old analog pen and paper, and occasionally we can put things in the wrong column. So apologies if we give you any wrong information. Just for context as well, each and every one of the battles is not deemed final until 10 minutes after the result is posted. So the drivers do have the ability to request a clarification, and Jordan Richards has got untidy on entry there, and the question for the judges will be, has that been a byproduct of anything that Darren Murray has done there? I'm not sure if I saw anything there from Murray in the lead that would potentially contribute to that. Jordan basically lost his momentum here. Darren Murray out front now. Jamison Civil sponsored entry just needs to close out this run. Jordan Richards has sacrificed his ankle huge to try and dive back up the inside there, and then well off the wall ride. So it is going to be all down to the three wise men to decision this, knowing that we did have, of course, contact that first time around, Joe, where Jordan Richards, we thought maybe lost momentum, and then Darren Murray kind of just drifted up the track, but then we saw there on that entry there from Darren Murray. Anything you're seeing there from Darren that's contributed to what happened with Jordan?
No, in my opinion, Jordan is just suffering perhaps what happened to him in run 1, in that his steering's perhaps not just reacting the way that he would normally expect through that section, throwing him off.
And decisioning shortly. Darren Murray goes through. Darren Murray goes through.
Feel good after that?
Yeah, happy to get the win on that one. Jordan's a good friend of mine and he's a good driver. Unfortunately, I think his car shut off on his lead and had a bit of contact, but no, love battling Jordan, so I had a blast.
Top 4, baby.
Yeah, here we go.
See, just Jordan, probably a little bit disappointed about how that all rode out, mate.
Yeah, a little bit disappointed, but we've been having this wiring issue all weekend where the car just dies, and it happened into my lead run. So yeah, it happened, but it is what it is. But I think we'll still get pretty good on points for this round. Just like to thank my sponsors, Senate Nursing, Brian from NZDT, Mike's Engines, and everyone else, NZKW, 360 Link, Bodie Motorsport, everyone who's helped me, the team, the crew. Couldn't have done it without them. Yep.
See you at the park.
Cheers. Yeah, we'll do. Cheers. See ya.
I think Stephen McIvor just bringing us a little bit of finish line excitement there. Jordan Richards, Darren Murray, pretty pumped to go head-to-head in battle, and both those drivers, of course, will suit up and boot up again for our grand final at Bay Park, which we're starting to look forward to now, while we still conclude proceedings here at the beautiful Tairāwhiti Gisborne BlackBee Drift Park. And again, thank you to Trust Tairāwhiti, our presenting sponsor for the weekend, the Regions Community Trust, who have played a huge part in bringing competition drifting to Gisborne for the first time. Now, my apologies, I did put you wrong before. I didn't see on my sheet that there was a one more time still to go between Blake Miles and Brendan Fisher, so this is very important for Blake Miles. He does need to win this battle, potentially to keep himself ahead of Riley McEwen, who can close up on him. Blake Miles initiating away, doing one of those ninja-like runs, getting right along the yellow line there, and Brendan Fisher deep out in the wall there, trying to go with Blake Miles out front. He has that Turbo Smart Turbo singing, and Brendan Fisher turns it round. Blake Miles needs to complete now. Blake Miles needs to complete. He must finish out a lead run. If you're the chase driver, you don't have to if the leader spins, but if you are the lead driver, you must complete your lead pass in order to book in a score.
Unfortunate there for Brendan not being able to fulfill that chase.
Yeah, just pushing, wasn't he? Really just tried to push to, I think he was playing catch up with Blake right from that point in the track.
Super aggressive tip in the opposite lock initiation, and then Blake is just full foot buried into that whole zone. Brendan is just trying to catch up on him that whole time. Throws too much as they transition between 3 and 4 and spins.
I actually think he was on a really weird inside line. He's actually gone through that water coming out of the barrier on the inside of that corner, and that's maybe what's turned him around and made those tyres greasy. I reckon if you have a look at that replay again, that might be what you see there. As we switch over, Brendan Fisher now will have the lead for opposite Lock Motorsport. Alice Power underneath the bonnet up against Blake Miles. Champ Vision laid out. Miles Motorsport sponsored entry. Blake Miles has been absolutely clinical in all of his chases this season. Very rarely has he been beaten, and that's why he is the benchmark in pro sport competition at the moment. Blake Miles just making a nuisance of himself. He is right there. He could lean out the window. He could order a hamburger in Brendan Fisher's window, and he is again going to put the pressure back up on him on the CRC wall. Elects not to go right out on the wall there, Joe. Maybe just feeling that he doesn't need to be right there that time. Potentially that could cost him.
It could do. Right, so as we go through this replay there, we've got Brendan throwing everything he can after he has looped out in pass 1, but Blake is staying right there with him, as Blake does in the chase position. Brendan perhaps trying to shake him off, not making it as deep into zone 5. Blake playing a little bit safe and almost a little bit shallow there, but I don't think he's at any risk of being deducted that far.
Okay. It's just because it's Blake. I want to find something to criticise him about, right? I don't want him to be perfect all the time. Going through Black Miles!
Something tells me this just keeps on rolling for you this season. It just does almost untouchable.
Almost. We actually had the left rear tyre spin on the last battle on initiation, which was quite ugly. You meant to be initiated around the white line and we couldn't do that because the rim was spinning inside the tyre. So I thought I broke an axle come into it, so we're a bit nervous on that last one, but put some tyres on that don't have any lube on them for this run and just wanted to lay down a fucking heater and yeah.
Just keep rolling.
Thank you.
All right, Brendan Fisher, let's talk about your weekend. Worth the trip?
Yeah, that was a definite curry up, wasn't it? That was a bit of a bummer. That lead run just had on Blake there. That was probably the best of the weekend for myself, or what it felt like anyway. Just had a brain fart pretty much in the chase. Not even real shot what went on there other than a cock up, to be honest. But there's always Bay Park to come.
Mate, it's been good to see you get out there and shred. Thanks for coming up.
Yeah, cheers, eh? Thank you.
Thank you to Brendan and his team from Opposite Motorsport for being here. This is interesting. Gentlemen, there's a blue Ngāti Porou Tairāwhiti rugby jersey. You're on TV at the moment, sir. You sit next to your mate in the Warriors jersey. Yeah, you. Stand up and give us a look at that. I want to check it. I want to see the local rugby jersey, the local kit. There we go. There it is, the mana wave. I love the mana wave. We love the. Are you having a good time, boys? Are you having a good time? Yeah, good. And then the guy in the D1NZ t-shirt behind you, the little kid. You're on TV. Yes, you're on TV, sir. You're in the D1. Yeah, smile. Yeah, you're smiling now. I can see you smiling. You got blue Crocs on. Sean Potros for BlackBee Motorsport, Champ Vision, SMP. They rebuilt the motor overnight, and I'm just going to let you listen to this. All right, thank you, Mr. Potros. Obviously, that engine is pretty healthy. Now, this is a great time. Prove a point for me, ladies and gentlemen. Prove a point for me. I've heard the provinces do it better. I want you to make as much noise, chat clear, stamp your feet on the bleachers as loud as you possibly can for BlackBee. I tell you what, I want to do this again because I got a microphone. I'm going to open my door. I want to try this. Joe's is going to open the door. Can you do that for me one more time? I'm going to count you down. 3, 2, 1, because I want to hear it. Come in the door on commentary. We'll go 3, 2, 1. We're going to make some noise for BlackBee. 3, 2, 1. Hey, can I ask you guys a question? Do you want us to come back next year? And who thinks one of the local boys, Corbin Wilson or Were Takake, can win this weekend? Thank you, team. The provinces definitely do it better, Joe. The provinces definitely do it better. The people of Gisborne, Tairāwhiti, of course, meaning the coast of the rising sun. We are here in beautiful Matawhero, and we acknowledge the iwi of Tairāwhiti, and they are the tangata whenua of the Rohi. Thank you so much for having us here in your beautiful, beautiful coastal location. I got a little bit too excited there, Joe. I've run out of breath now. That was fun. That was fun. I wonder if we can... I've kind of got an idea just what we've got to... Because we had the mana wave. I want to see if we can do the mana wave around the grandstands. We've done that before, so...
I'm sure the people of Gisborne can deliver for you.
I'm sure the people at Gisborne will help me out. I reckon they'll help me out. We just need our cameraman to find me a starting spot so that I can tell the people who's on camera. Or it might not work if the drivers are gridded up, but we're going to try this. I want you guys, when I ask you to, I want you to out-mana wave the people of Invercargill who did it all right. They were all right. They weren't great, but they were okay, Joe. They were just okay. Yeah.
I think we've probably got some better mana waves.
You reckon we got some better mana waves here?
Yeah.
I reckon there's some mana on site here. All right. I'm just not sure whether we've got a car ready to go. Oh yeah, we have got cars scrubbing, so I won't do it while the drivers are scrubbing because it's distracting for the drivers because they can hear and they can see it as well. It is Ryan Parry and Sheldon Neil, it should be. Train spot, Joe, because you've been around it almost as long as I have been. When was the last time a South Islander was on the podium? Can you remember?
Oh, it has definitely been some time. I think, did we date it back to 2016? 2014?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Sheldon Neil standing, just looking in at the moment. There are 4 drivers left. Blake Miles, Darren Murray, Ryan Parry, Sheldon Neil. Off the line they roll the MTF-sponsored S14 with Sheldon Neil tucking into the chase position there. Ryan Parry, maybe with not quite as aggressive initiation as we have seen from Sheldon Neil, though, has definitely brought his A chase game today, the Gusto Racing Division team. Oh, Ryan Parry shut it down. He's run to the inside. Parry incompletes in the lead, and Sheldon Neil does not have to complete his run now. Now, Joe, will we see him play it smart here and preserve his tyre, do you think? It looks like he's gone that way. Wants to keep his tyre. You talked about this earlier.
Yeah, so Sheldon is preserving his tyre. Darren perhaps is a little bit mad, but is Darren going to have to take a 5-minute call here? Because there's definitely something that's gone wrong. He's not been as on the power, and it's taken him a little bit to get into drift there in his lead.
Wow, have we seen another axle go? We've seen multiple already today. Does he lose drive on that inside wheel there?
Yeah.
One tyre's smoking, one isn't. So inside left wheel doesn't look like it's turning. So maybe it's broken the axle. Axle diff, something drove. You can see it's smoking there, but then as he comes around there, he gets back on the power and then it lets go. Why does he just shut it down? Maybe it's just the way the smoke came off the car. Guess we'll see if he's come back to the line, so maybe it was just a cut. We have seen some weird things with ECUs not liking heat and fuel and all sorts of things. Sheldon Neil now advantage the man from Ash Vegas. Sheldon Neil for Mike Greer Holmes. Beautiful looking car, Joe. Some say it's the best looking car in D1NZ Pro Sport at the moment. He is right out deep through 1, 2 and 3. Sheldon Neil with a point to prove, and Parry shuts it down. Sheldon Neil, all he's got to do is drive it through now, and Sheldon Neil is going to go into the final. Sheldon Neil, the worst he will then do potentially. Second place, we will have a South Islander on the podium. Sheldon Neil driving it through here, doing a great job for Team Gusto. And there is going to be a pop for this result, Joe. We are going to get a South Islander on the podium.
That is brilliant. Sheldon, one of the most beautiful cars. He's throwing everything. He gets so close to the initiation at the GT radial there. His wing almost on the wall. Darren, unfortunately, has suffered that same mechanical gremlin that Ryan, that he's suffered in the first run, shutting it down, leaving it all open to Sheldon to just put on a show with those beautiful chromes.
Just a great looking car. Very quietly spoken gentleman, but I'm sure we're going to get a reaction here as we get a result. Keisuke will be the conductor of the orchestra down there. And going through to the final, Sheldon Neil!
Sheldon, mate. Another SR in the top spot.
Shit, yeah. How good?
That'd be good. I mean, at the end of the day, you're on very consistent in your leads and your chases. I mean, how good is this track?
Yeah, this track's sick. It's super suited to my cars and my driving style. So finally pushing out to the walls, touching them. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah. How's it good? How good is it to be in Gisborne?
Yeah, it's mint. The weather's sick. There's heaps of crowd. So yeah, it's the vibe is good.
Yeah. The vibes are good, mate. Well done.
Cheers, man.
Get ready. Ryan, unfortunate, mate. What happened?
Oh, the car just carried on turning off and on, and I don't know, so I just stopped. Yeah.
Do you think you can get it ready for third and fourth battle?
I'll have to go see Chase and see if we can sort it out.
Yeah. Hopefully you can look at the logs and make it work.
Yeah. So there is top 3 and 4.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Well done, mate. Get it done.
Well, an excited Sheldon Neal there, Joe, and somewhat philosophical Ryan Parry there, eyeing up a third and fourth place battle. Before we go, Darren Murray looks like he's ready to go. So we're going to pay some bills real quickly before we come back with a semi-final, Blake Miles and Darren Murray.
Let's get it! We got the spiciest K Series built.
Supercharged Ford Eliminator engine.
Oh, good old SR20. So rowdy.
Naturally aspirated, 1,000 horsepower, LS-based engine. And then we're going to add nitrous on top of it.
Running an S54 controlled by Link ECU. Link direct injection EcoBoost Fox body.
I actually put an FA24 in it. B58, E46, Link ECU.
No matter what engine you have, it's a stock K24 or it's a 1,000 wheel 2J. Link ECU all day.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to beautiful Tairāwhiti, Gisborne, as we take a look at the container space judges box. Those are the three wise men up there: Darren, Kelly, Taylor James, Andrew Redwood, along with our race control staff and all of our other team who make today's proceedings possible. Joe, you're pretty familiar with that area, somewhere you've spent a lot of time as we watch our semi-final roll off the line. Blake Miles for laid out Champ Vision, Miles Motorsport out front. Darren Murray slightly late on the initiation there, but he is allowed to do that in the chase position. Blake Miles throwing down that out zone 1, 2, 3, looking real surgical again is the Ninja out front. Blake, Darren Murray overshoots it, and he just about took Blake Miles out as well. Turns himself around in the process now. Blake Miles has to just roll through this run now, has to just close it out, has to be a complete in order for him to maximise his score, and there it is. So he will lock in a massive advantage, Joe.
I'm not quite sure what's gone on there with Darren. As we take a look at that replay, you won't see the first thing the first time that run did come undone for him. As he shoots in after Blake, he makes contact with the wall there. It hasn't upset him too much, but it definitely must be playing on his mind.
It's that rhythm, isn't it?
Yes.
It knocks you out of rhythm, and then
I wonder,
transitions
do you think
wrong.
it's perhaps debeated a tyre, and so as he's come through there, he hasn't quite had the grip that he thought that he would?
It's bent in the rear. You can see that. Yeah, it bent it on initiation. Good spot, Joe. I missed that coming in. I didn't see him. I was watching I'm so used to watching what Blake throws down out front, and the chase car having to almost dive to try and go with him. I missed Darren Murray throwing in the big initiation there, and he's whacked that rear wheel, and that is going to need a safety check. So you can see, bang, right there, and that has thrown it right out of line, and that will make it a bit of a handful, to say the least, to try and drive against someone like Blake. And I can see how bent it is there, and I wouldn't, like if I was Blake, I'd actually be. I'm not chasing that. I'd be sitting way back. I wouldn't go anywhere near that because I don't know what that car's going to do. And Blake Miles, potentially champion and waiting, could crown himself this weekend and then not turn up effectively at Bay Park if he was to win, because nobody will be able to touch him if he grabs another 100 points here this weekend. He will have done snake eyes potentially again, goes 1-1, 114. 5 minutes called by Darren Murray. You can see somebody's been just testing BlackBee Drift Park there. Hearing a lot of rumours, Joe, about the future plans for this park, just talking to different people, thinking about things like learner drifting areas, hearing rumours of things like maybe burnout competitions, lots of things going on for the local community, just the Trust Tairāwhiti, BlackBee Motorsports, etc. Roreta Kark Air is right behind the venue and has a massive vision for what he wants to see happening here for the local people, the local community, and we thank you for being gracious hosts this weekend, the iwi of Tairāwhiti, who are the tangata whenua. So thank you so much for having us here on your beautiful lands. We appreciate it greatly. Can we try my mana wave now? Do you reckon we can? Hello, Jaron Olafcraner, where are you? Jaron, give me a wave. Jaron, give me a wave. All right, Jaron, I need you to do something for me. I need you to start me a mana wave. Can you help me out with this? You choose if we're going right or left. Now, point, are we going right or left, Jaron? Yeah, mana wave. No, mana wave, not Mexican wave, mana. With the one hand, it's your left. That one, yeah, that one. Are you ready? I'm going to count you down, Jaron. I need you to do a 3, 2, 1. Tell me which one. Go 3, 2, 1, go. Make it happen, Jaron. Go. 3, 2, 1, go. I don't know. Cameraman just jumped off you guys, so that was awkward. I don't know where it is now. Hopefully it worked. If not, it's all Jaron's fault. How you guys doing up there in VIP? You having a good time? Give me a wave if you're having a good time up there in VIP. Thank you, team. Thank you, Curry Construction. Oh, you're on TV. Hello, Trent. Trent, your day hasn't gone very well, has it? You're consoling yourself up there with a medicinal beverage. Who else is up there?
Spotter for Blake Miles.
Spotter for Blake Miles is up
view.
there. Who else is up there? Just what other team shirts are up there in VIP as we take a look at our container space judges box. Oh, now what's going on here? We have our CRO Billy in the box with the DSOs. So is there inquiry? We're going to go down to Stephen in the meantime. Down to Stephen.
Thank you, Warren. James McManaway, owner, founder, director, just the boss, basically. Not the founder, my apologies, of D1NZ. This was a hell of an undertaking. The fact that it's turned out as it is, which is magnificent, does it surprise you?
No, it's fantastic. I mean, look, even the weather's come on now compared to Thursday when everyone rocked up with the rain. Sun's back out. It's great. It's fantastic.
When this idea came around, what were your first thoughts about it? It's a long way away. There's a gorge to get through.
Well, we went to the bottom of the New Zealand, so why not drag it out this way as well?
Yeah, but I mean, the response from the sponsors, folks, like the Tairāwhiti Trust, Aratu Forests, the council, and all the people that helped the Wilson family here, everybody's put in. This is something that really defines this part of the world.
Mate, everyone over this side of the country has been fantastic. Just, everyone from the schools with the grandstands, the concrete barriers, the guys trucking them in and out, the line, the line marking, everyone involved has just been fantastic. It's really great to see.
And one wouldn't have thought maybe a week ago here at BlackBee Drift Park it would turn into a drift park, but I've been talking to a lot of people, and we almost think this is a perfect model for modern drifting, because you've got the crowd hanging around outside it, you can see everything and you're right on top of it. The track is fast going, but then it gets really technical.
Mate, absolutely. I mean, it's sort of like Speedway. You go there to get dirt in the face, you're here to get smoke in the face. So
yeah, I mean, when you saw this track first up, you went, oh, I like that.
Yeah, look, when we first came, I wasn't driving, and as soon as we rocked up, I went out and had a go. So, yeah, you've got to be here to see it, to be a part of it.
We look at Luke Fink, defending champion, had a horrible weekend. It's really knocked his chance of defending the title. How's his headspace? We know he's a competitor.
Yeah, look, Luke's here to compete. Unfortunately, we've had a car failure, engine failure, so it's, I don't know what else to say really. We'll be back for the Bay Park to send them out.
Yeah, okay, so you look at this Pro Sport Championship right now, and we're looking at someone who's closing in on a title potentially before Bay Park. What do you make of the way Blake Miles goes about his job?
He's fast. He's very fast out there. A lot of the top four are extremely fast out there, and I think that's why it's becoming such a tight competition at the moment. It's just, yeah.
I think the wonderful thing, James, is when we looked qualifying with Pro Sport yesterday, how tight the scores were, and they were throwing out 90 pretty quickly.
They are so close to that wall. Like when you're watching the drone shots back down, the proximity it's insane. Like these guys are really sticking it on the wall.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty exciting time, and the most important thing here, the sun's coming back out, which is glorious. But it changes track. The track changes, and the ability for good drivers to adjust could define which way this one goes this afternoon in the pros.
Right, absolutely. As soon as this tarmac starts to heat up, the tyres will get stickier, the cars are going to get faster, and the smoke's going to get more. So.
All right, mate. I know it's been a busy time for you. I'm sorry about the weekend. It hasn't gone so well for JDM Racing, but the fact that you had the gumption to come down here and do something that hasn't been done before, and it's turned out, congratulations on that.
No, as I said before, it's congratulations to everyone that's been involved. It's been fantastic, and thank you, Gisborne, for having us.
Yeah, and we'll thank you a little bit later on when we get into the pros. Still trying to sort out Pro Sport, a 5 being taken, but stay with us.
Thanks, Stephen. Great to hear from James McManaway, as always, man, putting a lot behind D1NZ. You can go and see his lovely wife, Hannah, down there at the merchandise trailer. Grab yourself a D1NZ t-shirt, and indeed plenty of merchandise still available from a number of our teams down there in the merch stand area, which is located next to the Mick Hard Park. As we take a look at the beautiful scenery here of Tairāwhiti, Gisborne, it is a great chance to thank and acknowledge all of our sponsor partners. First, we're going to take a look at some highlights, however, of how we got to where we are thus far in the Pro Sport competition. So this is Jordan Richards and John Atwood. John Atwood just losing forward momentum there, turned it round. As we pointed out earlier, Joe, not a great way for John to celebrate his birthday, really, was it?
No, a bit of TLC needed on that Laurel, as per usual, coming out of a round for him.
All right, then we take a look at Aidan Daly against Sam Rowson. So that was unfortunate for Sam there, maybe still fighting some steering gremlins. Sheldon Neal, of course, who is still alive, potentially the first South Island victor in at least a decade, we would say. In D1NZ, he is already in the final. He took out Digger Dan Smith in his earlier battle. You are just watching highlights for those who have just tuned in on Oversteer TV. That is the Sheldon Neal car. Keisuke, of course, making Sheldon Neal's day there. Sheldon pretty excited behind the wheel. Riley McEwen contact there with Johnny Burns in their top 16 battle. All right, so big news coming through from race control. Darren Murray has not completed his 5, and that is Blake Miles to the final against Sheldon Neal. So Blake Miles to the final versus Sheldon Neal. And that is Blake right there on the screen. He is the potential champion in waiting. I think Keisuke is down there with him, is he?
Blake, yeah, unfortunate for Darren. He couldn't complete his 5, but you're on form today. Like, how is it?
Oh, it's pretty good out there, but a bit gutted for Darren. He's probably one of our closest mates in the pits. We live 30 seconds up the road from each other, always helping each other out. So I would have liked to just have a good fair and square battle with him, but moving on to the final, and hopefully we can take it out.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you got a lot of points on the table at the moment. Yeah, you're looking forward to Bay Park?
Oh, I'm looking forward to Bay Park. Hopefully we can go in there pretty stress-free and just put on a show for the crowd and, yeah, have a good time.
Yeah. No, you're looking on form, mate. Well done. Look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Cheers. Thank you.
He's pretty relaxed, isn't he, Joe, for a guy who potentially could be our Pro Sport champion already. Speaking of relaxing, what's your policy on surfing? Are you a fan of the surf? Do you like the water?
Yeah,
check out the,
I wouldn't say it's one of my talents, but God,
you're more of a
it'd be
driver,
nice to get out there.
Yeah. All right, so this is how we got to where we got to with our Pro Sport top 16. It was Blake Miles taking out Tiger White, and he's made his way through over Brendan Fisher and put himself into the final. Down the bottom there we had Darren Murray, unfortunately unable to complete his repairs within his 5 minutes after taking out Jordan Richards. We, on the other side of the tree, have Sheldon Neal, who has gone through over Riley McEwen, and that means that Ryan Parry is in the 3rd and 4th place battle at this point in time, and we are just awaiting race control confirming if Darren Murray is completing repairs to do the 3rd and 4th place battle. So we're just being told by race control that Darren Murray has 1 minute left. Darren Murray has 1 minute left to make the grid for the battle for 3rd and 4th. So Darren Murray's team from Jameson Civil thrashing furiously to try and get to the start line for the battle for 3rd and 4th. Ryan Parry is awaiting him, so he couldn't make his battle to basically try and win a spot in the final, but he is still entitled to make those repairs and come and compete for 3rd and 4th place, which is what they are doing now. So we are awaiting race control to decision that, and we can't jump ahead in order because you can't run 1st and 2nd before you run 3rd and 4th under the rules. It is just part of, I guess, the competition format, and also from a entertainment perspective. So while I've got a opportune moment, I will thank all of our sponsors again: Monster Energy, 10 Tools, G-Shock, Smart Steel, SMIC, Cora Fuel Cards, Logitech, GT Radio, TTI and Link ECU, along with local partners Aratu Forest, H BlackBee Contractors, H BlackBee Crushing, Tairāwhiti Contractors, Curry Construction, Launch Group, Permit Group Gisborne, Gisborne Hiabs, Porter Hire Gisborne, Gisborne Boys High School, Awapuni Speedway, Trust Tairāwhiti, Gisbuild Limited, Duke's Carriers, Container Space, Stone Transport, Inline Marketing, and Marking and Sheds for You. And that is, of course, the Container Space Judges Box, Joe.
Yeah, well, we've got Sammy checking her messages to see whether the boys are going to be able to have that car out for that 1 minute.
Right. So
call that they're given.
So that's your former job, right? So what is Sammy doing now? Is she basically making sure the event runs in accordance with the rule book? Is that how her role is defined, or is that clerk of course?
That's probably more of Joel, her partner's role there, making sure that everything falls to the rule book, and Sammy will be sort of timekeeping there and making sure that sort of the event flow is as per the series articles. So, as you mentioned, Darren unable to fix his car within the 5 minutes. So then in any other sort of part of the battle tree, he would have until his next battle is due. It's just unfortunate that because he's gone from that top 4 battle into 3rd and 4th, which is the next battle that he needed to be in, that he doesn't really get any extra time. So he's gone from unable to complete in that 5 minute spot, and then there is a 1 minute period where he is called to the line, so he's got that time frame to make it to the grid box.
Yeah, it looks slightly odd because I'm eating a microphone on screen. Well, what I was just going to point out there is Darren Murray actually battled Jordan Richards, who he's pitted right next to, and then was potentially in line to battle his neighbour who lives 30 seconds away, Blake Miles. So it's like the whole little South Auckland mafia there, all just going head to head in a bunch of Sylvias, right? They're all S15s, all
Something
S
in
chassis.
the water in that town.
Something in the water. We know that the Pullenburys are involved in every single one of those cars as well, and you don't get too many better mentors than Case PB, who is here this weekend helping out the BlackBee Motorsport team. I saw him down there with Sean Potros, Waretakake, down there helping out, just offering a little bit of guidance. And he did let me in on a little secret that he was feeling some itchy feet maybe, and might want to come and turn a tyre at Bay Park. So could we see Case PB come back and put the cat amongst the pigeons in the pro title fight for Bay Park, with those tickets now on sale for our season finale? We do still have to crown a champion here at the H BlackBee Drift Park for the Gisborne Tairāwhiti round number 4, but we are now starting to think, for the pro sports at least, about the championship overall, Joe, and very important to try and lock yourself into the top 3 if you're looking to petition to go to pro for the following season. So generally preference given to those drivers who finish inside the top 3 or have won events over the course of the season. You've been part of that process before, haven't you, in terms of seeing some of the petitions and drivers asking to move up?
Yeah. More of a, I put that on the people who are more of a technical hat than myself, but we do have some people who haven't necessarily won the top of the pro sport, but they have perhaps got a tutor, a mentor as such, from the pro series who's able to vouch for them.
Okay, so somebody who's kind of gone, okay, he's done 2 or 3 rounds. I think I want to say maybe was Darren Kelly part of that? Did he jump early or did he win a Pro Sport series?
He won Pro Sport, and then he won, when he went to Pro, he won his second year.
Right. Okay, so there's definitely a lot of benefit in honing your craft in the Pro Sport Development Series on the 235 wide radial tyre. So,
which is clearly what Blake's taking advantage of this year.
Yeah, and for those of you who are interested in getting involved in drifting, of course there are a number of ways of getting involved, but look, probably the easiest way for the local people here, I reckon, is head down the pits and maybe have a chat with the BlackBee Motorsport team, with Wereta and the whānau, etc. that are down there, who can talk you through the process that they've been through in terms of what is a relatively early drifting career for Wereta and the family, and adequately cheered on by young Rylan, who was of course the voice of our initial promo video for Tairāwhiti Gisborne when it was announced coming through here. So that is the voice you hear on the Gisborne promo video if you caught that on our social channels. I don't see Darren Murray moving. I see the door opening. He has got 1 minute left and he's just got out of the car. So Darren Murray has 1 minute left and he did just jump out of the car. Is he checking things or has he elected to pull pin? We do have one of our clerks, of course, down there, our timing officials with him. That is Joe down there, Joe Dirt, the man who pretty much gave up his life to build Pukekohe and came to build the track here at Gisborne, but it does look like it might have been called there. I see Blake scrubbing, so I'm going to assume that Darren Murray has not been able to, hasn't completed his repairs, which means Ryan Parry will be third. So Ryan Parry will be third. So Ryan Parry, you'll need to be getting ready for prize giving, and it is Blake Miles and Sheldon Neal. Blake Miles, Sheldon Neal. Joe, for the first time in over a decade, we have a South Islander on the podium, Sheldon Neal. Can he go to P1? He's been feeling confident, but he has he's King Kong in Pro at the moment, right? A guy who's just about been untouchable, Blake Miles, the ninja Blake Miles, is going to throw down that lead. Sheldon Neal, probably the only driver who really has looked like today from his chase game, is capable of taking the fight to him. Here we go, rolling off the line for the final time here in the D1NZ Pro Sport National Drifting Championship. Blake Miles, the current series leader, your champion in waiting, leads away. Sheldon Neal, the team Gusto, Mike Greer Holmes on the side in the chase position. Sheldon Neal falls into proximity there. You see Blake Miles starting to produce that yellow smoke. Sheldon Neal has to shortcut down the track, try and close that proximity up again. Make some noise for Blake the Ninja Miles as he comes through VIP. He turns the tyres to dust again. He's on the gas. He has the boost spooled up with that Turbo Smart turbo underneath the bonnet. The laid out machine is laid out. It is cruising out. It is doing its job out front. Sheldon Neal taking what he can to the potential champion. But Sheldon, I don't know if he's got enough to hang with Blake Miles at the moment. That is just clinical. Anything, Joe, anything in this replay.
Blake's going to be a big contender at any point in time. And in the finals here, Sheldon gets really, really close. But perhaps he goes off track a little bit there. Maybe he loses a bit of grip because he falls way back. And from there, he's trying to catch up, which he does a reasonable job of. Doesn't quite end up right back in that pocket where he needed to be, though.
I heard lots of loud cheering too. Where's the Blake Miles cheering section at? Make some noise. All right, South Islanders who are here cheering on Sheldon Neal, make some noise. All right, ladies and gentlemen, one final time they will roll off the line here, the 235 Development Series. It is Sheldon Neal to lead away. Blake Miles, the Ninja, will fall into the chase position. Sheldon Neal, he's got to throw it down here. He's got no choice but to give it 120%. Sheldon Neal out to outer zone number 1, out to outer zone number 2. Gets Trust Tairāwhiti, outer zone number 3, but Blake Miles is just right there. He looks so cool. He looks so calm. He looks collected. He doesn't even look like he's trying to. He is just cruising along there in the chase position. Sheldon Neal doing absolutely nothing wrong, but Blake Miles just looks like he is out for a Sunday drive here in the Miles Motorsport machine. Ladies and gentlemen, whānau of Tairāwhiti, put your hands together for our Pro Sport finalists. The hand comes out the window, Joe, which means that they are both happy there and they are pumped. We'll take a look at the GT radial. Talk me through this run from Sheldon Neal.
Well, Sheldon there, he's got a beautiful car and he's must have the lowest amount of cylinders, the lowest amount of horsepower on the field, but he's out there throwing everything he can. It must be hard when you've got Blake Miles' 2JZ pumping right in your ear. Certainly, as you said, doing nothing wrong, putting the car where it needed to be, but you've got that aggressive Blake Miles absolutely hunting you down in every corner of the track.
Just a phenomenal drive from both of them. A final befitting the beautiful coast here. The coast of the rising sun meets the sport of the rising sun. Drifting here, Tairāwhiti Gisborne for the very first time in pro sport. Looks like we will have a result there. Do we have it? Yep. We're going down to Stephen McIvor, who's going to make someone's day.
It has been an immaculate pro sport competition here in round 4 of D1NZ, presented by GT Radial and Tairāwhiti Trust. Everybody has thrown it down and shredded and centered it since they're going, but can only be one winner. And your winner for round 4 of D1NZ in pro sport, Blake Miles.
Nice, bro. Awesome. You too, bro.
Hang on, just one more. Repeat that in my ear, please. And he confirms himself as your pro sport champion in 2026.
Not bad, eh?
Not bad. That's the best you can do. Not bad, mate. Congratulations. You have been the form horse all season long with still Bay Park to go. How important is this for you?
Oh, it's so important. Like me, my friends, family, all my sponsors, we put so much into this season, had so many issues. So to come out with a good result and the championship around early, just a dream result.
Man, Big Bad does big good things.
Yeah, he sure does.
Well, congratulations. Go get ready for the podium. Where did Sheldon go?
Just turn the car off.
Mate, you all right, buddy?
Yeah, that was good.
P2, how good?
Yeah, super good compared to the first round. So, yeah, no, I'm stoked as.
What was the difference this weekend?
Oh, I didn't blow a motor up.
But how much confidence does it give you now going to Mercury Bay Park?
Yeah, heaps. Yeah. Finding out where the wall was quite good today. So now I know where it is. So try and find it at Bay Park.
All right, mate, go get ready for the Ting Tools podium. Go over there, boys. I just want to have a chat to Ryan Parry. Come over here, mate. Congratulations, P3. Disappointing you couldn't get the run, but P2 in qualifying. The weekend almost went right. Well, I think everybody wanted to see you against Blake.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I'm thankful for my team and all my sponsors, and yeah, I'm happy with P3, so yeah, it's good. Been a good weekend.
Great weekend, mate. It's good to have you here. Go get ready for the Ting Tools podium. All righty, let's get ready for that podium over there. Now we have Hayden Green. Hayden Green is here. He will present the trophies today. He's the GM of Economic Development for Trust Tairāwhiti. So let's get ready for the Ting Tools podium for Pro Sport round 4 in D1NZ. And in third position in the MTFS 14, give it up for Ryan Parry. And in second position, in the Mike Greer Homes S13, this is Sheldon Neal. And your winner of round 4 in D1NZ and your 2026 Pro Sport champion, make a lot of noise, Gisborne, for Blake Miles, driving the laid-out S15. Our thanks to Hayden Green, the GM of Economic Development for Trust Tairāwhiti, who have been magnificent supporters here in Tairāwhiti, Gisborne. Boys, raise those trophies up high. And now you deserve to spray some champagne because you have worked so hard. That completes the Ting Tools podium for Pro Sport in round 4 of D1NZ. Wow. So Keisuke Nagashima joins me right now. I mean, I got to say, buddy, that has been one of probably the best pro sport rounds we have seen all season.
100%, and it really showed with the guys really pushing to put those battles on, put the cars into play, and an unreal event.
And the consistency of Blake Miles from the get-go this season has been off the charts.
Yeah, he has, and he really deserves that top spot. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do at Bay Park.
Yeah, well, I hope he goes out and shreds again, doesn't go too loose, and has a great time.
I think so.
Well, okay, we're not done here at BlackBee Park. I know Boss and the boys and their 10 having a great time. It's going to be even better because from 12:30 on Sky Sport, and if you're just watching this in Australia on KO and Fox Sport, we begin the top 32 of the pro rounds here from BlackBee Drift Park in Tairāwhiti, Gisborne. It's heating up, and so will the competition. We'll see you shortly live.